feel that the new comedy, there's so much atheists? I feel that's kind of like the new hack comedy to me.
It's always been that way. I'm not a proponent. I mean, I've studied religion in college, and I take my kids. That's where I got into physics. The chances of this thing happening, like by accident, carbon-based life forms, at heavy stars, deuterium, you get into the quantum physics of it. It's very peculiar that we're here at all.
Yes.
It's very peculiar that this worked like this, and some of these ancient texts, especially Jewish texts, I give these Jews great credit because there was 300 or 400 years before the Buddhists. They came up with law from Sumerians, Babylonians, blah, blah, blah. But basically, without law, we'd eat each other. You know, that human nature, this is, I think John Wayne said, you can't legislate it. He said, he turned from a very good progressive, from Democrat to a Republican, because he got pushed by we think. And he said, listen, you can't legislate human behavior. You put 30 people in a room, give them all $1. In a week, 2 guys are going to have all the money. That's just how it works. Yeah. People do this evolution of mankind. And I said, I've never been like I got kicked out of more churches because of stupid crap I'd say. Like even the bishop said, we just don't want you around here anymore. I mean, literally.
Well, don't you find some of the times the problems with atheism is that really their problems are with churches, not with God?
Well. Listen,
they go, there's no God because a priest fucked a kid. It doesn't make any sense.
No, and I said, my older daughter's atheist, and I said, well, philosophically, it's an irony there too, because atheists don't believe in God. Well, there has to be a God for you not to believe in. And my daughter goes, she's still in therapy over that.
No, I always wonder about that because, and also, the atheists are usually choosing a God not to believe in.
You have to have a God not to, otherwise.
Like Dawkins doesn't believe in a Christian God specifically.
Exactly, and I said, there's a Mark Kornhauser, used to be a magician that I work with all the time, and this is one of my analogies for the spiritual life. He goes, he did that trick where you rip a newspaper. Remember, well, magicians always worked with us with prop acts, and comics privately are going, prop act, you know, a lot of prop acts I like. The Amazing Jonathan is hysterical, and I like magicians.
Hey, you rip the
newspaper, and then you unfold it. And I'm on stage going, it's magic. I watched both hands. There's no, he didn't, you know, I couldn't get it. So I backstage said, show me that. He goes, no, I'm not showing you that. If I show it to you, 3 things will happen. You'll go, oh shit, that's stupid. Then you'll try it. And magic will no longer mean anything to you. And that's the same thing one day I was saying, I wonder what like prophets saw. And then God, imagine that if God said, listen, if I show you what's really going on here, you're going to go, oh, that's stupid. And then you're going to try to tell people, and the third thing is you just won't want to be here anymore. This won't mean anything. So you got to, I heard some guy say.
The only guy he ever showed was Job.
And then I think the prophet Islam.
Ezekiel?
No, Muhammad. They showed him, and then he wrote it because his miracle, he said to his staff, was.
We're not going to get too deep into that.
No, but you don't want to get into that. He couldn't read or write, so he said his miracle was he wrote their holy book.
But he was a nice guy, from all accounts.
Really, he was a good guy.
I actually got into an argument on the subway, and the guy quoted the Bible at me. That is not fair. Like, if you get to quote from your favorite book, I should be able to quote from my favorite book, right? He was like, men do not live on bread alone, Matthew 4:4. And it's like, everybody's a little bit magic, Harry Potter, chapter 7. It's not a fair fight, right? One of those books is a classic about a man who has sacrificed himself for the good of the world, and the other is the Bible. Do you know what I'm saying, people?
I disagree. I don't think the Bible joke is brave at all. I think if you're going to take on an entire religion, you should maybe know what you're talking about. J.K. Rowling is a Christian, and J.K. Rowling famously said that if you're familiar with the scriptures, you could easily guess the ending of her book.
Huh? Okay.
I don't like it. Bizarre was a variety show. Adam Eager told me something I didn't know. He said you worked with Red Fox on a variety show.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm dying to hear.
I produced Red Fox Variety.
You told me he just worked on it.
Worked on it?
Well, that's, I mean, according to your
What do you
Wikipedia
think I was,
page,
a stagehand, you douchebag? Worked on it? Did you do your notes?
No,
I want
got
you
all my
back on
information
drugs.
from
I'm
Wikipedia.
serious. I want you back on stuff so you
This
know.
close. I'm going to do a shot
I'm
next
sorry.
break. No, it's
I'm
true.
just teasing
No,
you.
He's kidding you. He's kidding
No, I clearly.
He says, I love this podcast. It was great to see Norm MacDonald back, and Super Dave was the perfect choice as first guest. Lose the douchebag.
He's talking about me.
Well, we don't know if he's talking
He's
about you.
clearly talking about me.
He is talking about you. And this is just one person's opinion, but I have hundreds of other
Well,
people.
all right, yeah, you're right. It's one guy, he's entitled to his opinion, and that's fine, whatever.
And mostly they
let's-
like the show.
Well, good. Well, let's hear another one then.
All right.
Let's hear another one.
What's the deal with that fucking douchebag? Well, that was about you.
I mean, are there any good ones?
I'll look.
Okay.
Not good. Okay. Let me see here. Ooh.
What is it?
Huh?
Is it a good one?
It's
or-
not good at all. I found one.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a positive one. Thoroughly enjoyed it from top to bottom.
Great.
Blinky91 says. A sparkling exchange between veteran funny man Norm MacDonald and comedy legend Super Dave Osborne. One minor problem. The set.
Oh.
It's just too distracting. Why are there so many clocks? We're not tuning in to see what time it is in Hong Kong. We're tuning in to listen to comedians doing comedy. Plus some douchebag, I don't know who he was, but I like to punch him right in the fucking face.
I'm Adam Eget. I work at the world famous Comedy Store. I'm the manager over there. Before that, I was a manager at the Tempe Improv, and I don't know what I'm doing, I'll be honest. And I'm not an actor, I'm not a comedian, but I'm just going to try my best, and I'm going to do the best I can. And I hope the people watching at home will give me a chance to I don't know, just give me a chance. And I did this as a favor to Norm. I'm not an actor and I'm not a comedian.
This guy says your face looks like a cunt.
I can't even change that. It's not the first time I've heard that. But, I mean... So you were just talking earlier. You've learned to ignore the detractors and the
Oh yeah,
people
because
that
I'm
hate you
reading. I'm reading things on here
because
right now.
it's hard. Like Norm and I were talking. I just started doing this as a favor to him, and just because it's fun, you know. Right. But I hear people say, "Oh, you should see what these people are writing about you." And gathered a bunch of comments from the people on YouTube, and they said some pretty hurtful things.
Are you going to play it?
Well, yeah, I thought we maybe show them what it's.
Show them what you're talking
about. Let's roll the clip.
It was great to see Norm MacDonald back, and Super Dave was the perfect choice as first guest. Lose the douchebag.
He's talking about me.
Well, we don't know if he's talking about you.
He's clearly talking about me.
That's what you think. We don't even know what the people think, right?
It's crazy. Well, first of all, here's what I would say. My advice to you. Think about what douchebags get to do. Think about how, you know what I mean?
I do.
I would embrace it. I would embrace the whole douchebag thing, because that seemed to be the term that kept popping up. And I would just go with it. I mean, if you're going to be a douchebag, be the best douchebag you can be.
The best douchebag I can be.
Can I tell you a great story about Norm MacDonald?
Go ahead. Norm Kenny?
I don't know what the story
is. Oh, it's the dog story in Vegas.
Here now is a dog story about Norm in Vegas. Go ahead.
It's the greatest story in the history of the world. Norm's in Vegas, and they give him a massive suite because he loses about $11 million a minute.
Yeah, and that World Series of Poker kind of stuff, right?
No, that was well before that.
Okay.
The World Series of throwing away your money.
Oh, and now for the World Series of throwing away your money, here's Norm MacDonald.
And he has an associate named, can I give her name?
Sure, yeah.
No, Lori. I'm not going to give her whole name.
Lojo.
Okay, so we got her whole name. And she's adorable.
And her family's listening.
Right. And she has a dog a little bigger than my tennis shoe. And so we're going downstairs so Norm can lose some money. And Lori leaves the dog in the suite. When we come upstairs, the door is open to the suite. And it's impossible to get in unless you have a key. So obviously the dog had opened the door and left because he was fed up waiting. And the entire inside of the suite was on the floor. Wallpaper, lights, pillows, stuffing, everything.
Yeah.
And the dog was downstairs in the jail with people, with other guys, with drunks and stuff. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth.
Norm, is this true so far?
What?
Norm, is this true so far?
It is true, and then what happened was there was a band of gypsies in the next room.
Don't hear that name in here.
Yeah, they're lurking at the outskirts of town, but they must have gotten this suite because they pretended to trip down an escalator or something, and they were going to sue Lori Joe's dog for emotional distress.
The
But don't you love
gypsies.
having to go downstairs and bail this dog out like you would a gambler or someone who tried to steal? The dog was in jail.
Is this your dog?
And they have video of the dog in the jail cell trying to escape.
I've seen the suite. I mean, I can't even. The wallpaper doesn't come off a wall in Vegas. He took the wallpaper off, and he had watched everything he could watch on television and left.
What kind of dog is this, Norm?
I don't know.
It was a boxer.
What was that dog?
Wow.
Because you know how boxers know how to, they throw up their hands, so he was able to open the door from the inside.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm confused. Where did the gypsies come in again?
They were living next door.
Oh,
They were
okay.
trying to sue everybody.
All right. So the gypsies were living next door.
You don't believe this story, and it's 100% true.
Well, Norm, I believe. I don't believe Super Dave. I believe Norm.
The dog got loose in the hall and traumatized a gypsy child.
Well, what happened is a gypsy child opened the door, and the dog was walking down the hall with a couch.
A gypsy child. Hey, where's my couch going? Who's got my couch? That dog is taking my couch. Oh, my God.
You know what was great right before the show went on?
Too much sugar.
He laughed at something that I said, and a thing came out of his nose like Niagara Falls.
No, don't tell people.
No, I'm not telling him. I'm just telling him.
But the
And
folks
we
at
had to
home don't
bring
need
in
to
a
know that.
towel to get it off because
was a big towel.
like, oh, it was
huge.
I was going to grab it with my hand.
It was like the towel.
so
It was like the
big.
towel they handed Louis Anderson after that dive.
No,
it was a
but
big
the
towel.
The folks don't need
I'm
it.
not going to say that ever again. I
Don't
apologize.
ever
I
say that
apologize to both
again.
of you.
I mean, it's sticky lie.
Yeah, it really
Okay,
is.
go ahead.
Well, finally, the Guinness Book of World Records announced this week that Gul Mohammed of New Delhi, at 22.8 inches tall, is the shortest man in the world to have Eddie Murphy's head. One time when I had my sitcom, the showrunner goes, "Why don't we have a big star every week do the cold opening?" And I go, "Oh, sure, yeah." And he goes, "You can get big stars, right?" I'm like, "No, I can't get anyone." And when they go, "We got Eddie Murphy on the phone." I'm like, "Why? What?" And they're like, "Yeah, for the cold opening." And I go, "What cold opening?" And so they hand me this script, So I'm talking to Eddie Murphy, and I don't know Eddie Murphy. And he's being like super zen-like, He's an amazing guy because he's like all zen and peaceful. And then he tells a story and it's hysterical. Like all of a sudden he's doing voices. Because he was talking about being a director and he goes real peacefully, He's like the directors in Hollywood are very tough to find one. Frank Oz was magnificent, but I was very unhappy with the other directors. Finally, I had to direct myself. I directed Harlem Nights. And the Red Fox was in it. And so Red Fox came to the show once and he was having trouble with the IRS and he owed all this money. So he kept trying to sell me things. And he would come to the set and he would go, And he would go. And then all of a sudden, he's super funny, right? After doing this real flat voice. And he goes, and then Red Fox would say, hey, Eddie, you like Elvis? I got Elvis's watch. How'd you like to buy Elvis's watch? Elvis gave me this watch. So I said to him, hey, Red, how long have you had Elvis's watch? He said, I had it for 40 years. I go, that's not Elvis's watch. That's Red Fox's watch. I ain't buying Red Fox's fucking watch. So it's like super funny. And then he'd go back again to be zen-like. So I said, so as I'm talking to him, I'm leafing through this fucking awful fucking shit of a cold opening that they're having him do. And so it's like, white guys writing for black guys, what they think they'd say is just awfully, horribly racist. And so he says to me, he goes, I'll do it. If you tell me it's funny, I'll do it. And I go, it's not funny.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what else to do.
So I was calling because I wanted to get your take on Eddie Murphy hosting the Oscars. I think you're like the funniest SNL guy ever, and I just wanted to know what you thought about Eddie hosting.
Well, I think Eddie is unbelievably funny. Like, I always loved Eddie, and I couldn't be happier that he's hosting the Oscars. Obviously, last year, the Oscars were the worst hosts ever, It was Anne Hathaway, and
James Franco.
And I think they tied for worst ever.
I think they did, yeah.
But
he might have
Eddie,
been a little worse, just a little. Because at least she's nice
she
to
was
look at.
trying a little bit.
She was trying, yeah.
But Eddie, what I like is because Eddie's become a little like Zen-like and so forth. He's a very intelligent guy, and he's stepped back a little from the crazy Eddie of old and stuff. And I think this is going to burst him back to the incredibly funny Eddie Murphy. And I can't wait to see it, man. I would write for that. I would write if anybody's listening in the Eddie Murphy camp.
There's a big camp.
I will write for that show.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
I love Eddie Murphy.
I think it's going to be great. Yeah.
It's
been so long since you've seen him be really funny, too.
And I was like
great,
amazed by Eddie Murphy when I saw him, because, not when I saw him, but later on, because when you're a stand-up, it takes a long time to get funny. But he did it instantly. Like, he was the only guy I've ever seen.
Right.
When he was 19, he was funny.
Hilarious.
And he was he knew he was funny, and he was confident. And I've never seen anything like that from a young person.
Yeah.
Have you? Can you think of a single other person?
Well, that young, no.
In comedy?
Yeah.
No, I mean, he started doing stand-up when he was like 16 or something, right? So by the time he was on SNL, he'd already, done that. I guess.
Think of when you were 16 to 19, that stuff you thought was funny. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. I
don't think anybody would have thought it was funny.
No.
It's not funny to throw eggs at houses. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny, but it's not get up on stage funny.
I know, exactly.
Yeah. And he was a man.
Yeah.
He was
19.
a man.
Oh, yeah.
A man. A star.
Oh, I know.
I talked to him one time, because I had a TV show, and the guy I did the TV show with, he goes, why don't you get your friends to be on the show? I'm like, oh, yeah, just pretend, I'm not Eddie Murphy's friend. Anyways, I never met him. And he's like, one day, he's like, hey, we got Eddie on the phone. And they put Eddie Murphy on the phone with me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to him, and then I'm trying to talk him into, I'm supposed to talk him into doing this thing on the show. And I read it, and it's all racist and everything. It's like what a bunch of white guys would think a black guy would say or something like that.
Oh, God.
So anyways, I was talking to Eddie, and he was very nice to me, and he said, listen, I said, I got this thing, I can send it to you. And he goes, you don't have to send it to me. He goes, if you think it's funny, I will do it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a compliment.
And then I said, I don't think you should do it.
Really?
But that was good. No, yeah.
Myself
if he had that
it.
much confidence in you, and you had sent him something
you
bad,
don't want to let him down, right?
I understand that.
Yeah.
You don't want to let him down.
But he's the greatest. I can't wait for the Oscars.
Eddie Murphy was going to do a skit on Bill Cosby on the 40th, and they didn't do it, right?
That's right. That's correct, yeah.
Was that a good decision?
By Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a good decision. He was, Eddie is like no other comic I've ever met.
In what way?
He doesn't find it necessary to be funny when he's, but all of a sudden he can be explosively funny when you're talking to him. But he's sort of a Zen guy, very calm, and maybe out of that, when he springs out of that into, this incendiary incredible force of comedy, it makes it even funnier.
On Saturday Night Live on the 40th reunion show, 40th anniversary show, right? Eddie Murphy was supposed to play Bill Cosby. Is
Yes,
that right?
that's, well, we wanted him to play Bill Cosby, yes.
And he didn't want to. What was that about?
Well, he thought that all the facts were not in at that point. The documents had yet to be unsealed. And so being a big fan of due process, he decided it not proper to assume guilt. So I thought it was very admirable because it would have got a huge, huge laugh, you know, him doing Bill Cosby, and I thought it was kind of cool that he went. He doesn't need laughter. He's kind of a Zen-like guy, you know.
Do you?
When you talk to him, he's very calm, and then all of a sudden he'll burst forth with the funniest thing you've ever heard, and then he returns to his equanimous state. It's very, very interesting to see.
How do you figure out how much to share about what goes on behind the scenes at SNL? Because I know that you were talking about Eddie not doing Bill Cosby on Howard Stern's show, and Seth Meyers wasn't crazy about that. He came out about the Ellen and said, I wouldn't have told that story.
Seth Meyers said that?
Yeah, he said, do we have the quote here? Just bring up the quote. He said, I wouldn't have told it. I feel the same way. I think when you're at SNL, you're seeing so many different things behind the scenes. There are often things to give away that are yours to give away. Norm played it in a way that is very Norm MacDonald. And he went on to praise you, but I don't know what that means. I mean, how do you choose what to reveal and what not to reveal, what to share and what not to share about an institution as powerful as SNL?
I always think, what would Seth Meyers do? It's ridiculous. Roseanne, this is what Kevin Nealon tells us. Tell him that story out of me again. He doesn't have his own anecdotes.
No. All my 90% of my anecdotes come from Kevin Nealon, but he told this real doozy about.
I should talk to him.
Yeah, you should.
So I can have some fun.
He said during Roseanne's
Roseanne had a talk show. Yeah. Remember that?
Oh yes, yes.
So one time, the guest was Joe Pantoliano, and she didn't know who he was.
You fucked it up! God damn it, all motherfucker!
See?
I'm a guest on there, and now it's time to introduce the next guest. And she says, okay, this next guy coming out, he's a great actor. He was in Risky Business. He was done all kinds of stuff. I just love him. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Pantoliano. And he comes out, and as he's walking across the stage toward the desk, she goes, oh, I know who he is. I know him.
You don't even have your own stories. You take other people's stories and fuck them up. Very good.
I'll tell you the story, but it's fucked up. But she's like Joe Pantoliano. She goes, this next guy's Joe Pantoliano. He's great. He was in Risky Business, and you all know. Come on out, Joe Pantoliano. And as Joe Pantoliano was walking out, Roseanne said, I know that guy.
Now, see, you already fucked it up. Yeah. So now when he told it the right way,
that's my role.
It didn't work.
Didn't work because he knew that she didn't know.
Don't ask him to tell any more stories.
Damn.
Or jokes or anything.
What do you have to say now?
I mean, I'm not a good,
Anything.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, it's like...
Gilbert is not looking at your slow burn that you've been trying to perfect.
It's not, I mean...
Yesterday night, because I'm trying to get into fitness, So for the past 2 days, like I was doing those weights and all that stuff. So then I was like, yeah, I'm going to run. And then I looked on the computer about running, and they said barefoot running was good.
Yep.
So I barefoot ran on this sidewalk, and then I cut my foot. And then I had to walk back like a half a mile with a cut foot, so now my foot's all weird.
Yeah, that doesn't. They are saying that barefoot running is the way to go. In fact, they have these ridiculous shoes that protect the bottom of your foot, but each individual toe. But I've thought that often. If you're a man of from the Western world, your feet are not exposed that much to rocks and glass. It's not like in Kenya where they run for
That's what Steve was
30
saying.
miles. Yeah. So we're very susceptible to what is on the ground. You could end up with tetanus. You could step on something infected with something. My suggestion to you would be to run with shoes.
That's what Steve's worried about because I just put some water on it, but my feet are still
water.
My feet are still filthy.
Oh yeah,
like the bottom of them look like homeless guys' feet.
Oh really? Now, have you bathed since the run?
I soaked it, but it's the black it's deep, that black. Whatever,
like tar and asphalt.
Skin. Yeah, it's dug into your skin now.
Yeah.
So you're getting very much into fitness because we taught you. By the way, you were great when we talked to you on the phone. Unfortunately, the guy producing it didn't have your voice in any of it, so we couldn't play it.
Really?
Yeah, but you were. But so if any of this seems redundant, I apologize. I'm sorry that you had to get up to do that. Norm MacDonald, by the way, 2 shows tonight at the Wilbur Theater. You can get tickets at thewilbur.com or call Ticketmaster at 1-800-745-3000. So since when and why has exercise become this passion of yours?
3 days ago.
Yeah. Like what occurred to you where you're like, you know what, I need to start running outside and lifting weights and researching this stuff?
Well, I had these weights that somebody gave to me a long time ago, and so I was lifting those for a couple days. I was starting to feel really good. Then I went for a swim. And then that was like the night before last, and then I was like, yeah, everything's going to be different now. It was horrible. So you're working out now and stuff, right?
Yeah, how about you?
I worked out a couple times. I liked it when I was young. I didn't have, you didn't have to work out. You were just in good shape.
All
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was in my best shape back then. I think I was seriously, when I was when I was 1. That's when I
reached your peak when you were 1.
My God, I look great. You wouldn't know me now. You see me back then. I was young and fresh.
I can imagine.
Even for my age, people would come up to me and go, what, you 0?
I don't work out. I'm a weak man. You know that, Dennis.
Well, listen, you and I were on the Mount Olympus of weakness.
And not just physically.
Oh, no, in every way.
In every single way. So, I told the guy that, and he said he couldn't do anything except for the physical part. But I don't know if he was the best trainer anyway. He was smoking a butt the whole time.
No, that's not good.
That's just a joke. He was a big guy. And but I told him, I said, look, I don't want be big like you. I don't want veins. I have no use for that in my arms, or abs. I don't want abs. I don't even know quite what they are. All I know is they were invented around the 80s. And I don't even know what you do when you get them. You know what I mean? Because you got to wear a shirt. You just go to work and go, hey, you want to see these things on my belly? Everybody's like, no. But so I told the guy, I said, I'm here for one reason only. I want to have one hot ass.
Now, folks, I don't like to brag, but like Schwarzenegger, I did a little bodybuilding back in the day, too. But I'm guessing you guys wouldn't want to see that, though, would you? Okay, all right, sure. Let's hope that doesn't live on the YouTube forever, long after I'm dead, out of context.
Some days we get closer. Things that we never really needed. Promises that we never thought of keeping safe. I guess it's never over if we never got a chance.
I never worked out or anything like that because, you know, I always felt like you can't, like if you're a dude, you know, you can't really, the ladies don't seem to care, or at least that's what they say. And then also, I don't think you can get like a perfect body. I think if you're a lady, you can get a perfect body. But if you're a dude, I don't think you can get like a perfect body on account of you got like every dude seems to have one of those like a sack, you know, a sack, right? And so, no matter how perfect your body is, if you got a sack, you know, it doesn't look very good. You know, you don't have a good-looking body, basically. You know, no matter what. You show me any nude dude, go, hey, look at that guy's body. I go, good God, what's that fucking thing? That guy's got a sack on him. You know, it's not a good-looking body. You ever see a guy with a good-looking sack? You know, yeah. You ever hear a guy go, hey, Bob, you know what your best feature is? Me and the guys were talking about it. Your sack. Holy Lord, that's... You doing something different with your sack lately or something? God damn, it looks good. Good-looking sack you're toting around there, I'm telling you. Right? You can't work out on that or anything. Got no machine, got no sack of steel. They're just giving up on that, man. That's why I'm surprised that fucking those plastic surgeons, why are they working on the sack, man? Guy goes like, man, I got a little thing here, a line under my eye. I'm gonna get that taken care of. Meanwhile, huge ancient old sack hanging out. Yeah, that's my problem, man, that eye thing. That little crow's feet there, man. I get rid of them, that'll be good. Sack's old too, man. That's older than you, your sack. I don't know how that worked out. You know what I mean? You can have a dude like 25, his sack's like 100 years old. Right? Sometimes you turn to it for advice. You ever do that? You go, what? You go, what would you do, wise old sack? No? He's like, I tell you something, son. You see old guys sack like that. Old guys sacks are really old because they're like 80, their sack's like 400 or 500 years old. It's like a fucking old, like a tree or something. It's not like a tree, but trees are old. I read that in a book. Okay, folks, before we continue, I have an announcement from the management. Would the owner of a Glock 9 with the inscription, "To Puffy with Love," please pick up your gun? It's at the hospitality suite. Oh, I have an announcement to read. I almost forgot. I was told to make this announcement. Table 10, wherever you are, table 10. We're sorry your waitress hasn't been there in a while. Larry King just married her. So... What's that? Guy yells my name for no reason. I have another announcement to make. Is that what you're telling me? That I should make this announcement? You're right. You make a good point with your incoherent gibberish. Here it is. Here's my other announcement. The U.S. State Department, folks, has just issued a travel warning for all women moving past Dick Morris's table. So... I don't know. Well, that's about it for me.
Small talks in a big world, full of people with good vibes and bad habits. This love, it just...
So, this is my promise to the people of the Video Podcast Network world. I will not eat a single morsel of food until Margaret Thatcher is dead and buried.
She died 3 weeks ago. We'll be right back with Larry King.
You know, I mean, I have opinions. I mean, I have opinions that everybody holds, you know. I don't know. Yellow is the best color, you know, but I don't know if you call that an opinion. You know, it's just a, oh, hold on, it's my phone. There's a guy will come on TV, go, hey, listen, let me ask you a question. Do you like yellow? And I go, yeah, of course I like yellow. And he goes, yeah, well, so is this guy. And they show a guy, he's waving, pointing at someone that doesn't exist, wearing a yellow shirt, you know? And then I go, Ruth, get out here, goddamn. Here's a guy on the TV that's speaking for me finally, Ruth. You know, I'm always talking about how cool yellow is. Well, this mother finally, a person that's speaking not at me, but for me. I like bananas. I go, God damn, I never looked at it that way. I like bananas too. You go, they're yellow. I go, God damn, you're right, they are yellow. Ha! What say you and me go buy a yellow banana?
I was at a party with a friend and so I noticed you first. And you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town. Seductively stood
No, I don't do him from his radio show. I just do him from the, because he has his article in USA Today.
His column.
You ever read his column?
Yeah.
And all it is he just, anything he thinks of, he writes it down.
Good. His thoughts.
His thoughts. Yeah, and they're just like completely random. Like he'll go like, blue is a great color, but for my money, yellow is the best. It's like crazy.
That's all, Larry.
It's supposed to make you think.
Yeah, it makes you think. Because I don't care what it...
Tell me some of the Asian things that, like, you know.
Small penises?
No, like names, yeah.
Oh, well, yellow, yeah.
Yellow?
Yeah.
Who says that?
Who says yellow?
You're a coward.
Hey, yellow.
No, that's yellow.
You're yellow.
Yeah.
I've never heard of yellow.
No, never.
I mean, that's our skin color, but.
Yeah, yellow man.
That's just what
yellow man, that's what you say. You made that up.
Oh, no,
Hey, yellow man, get out of my bar. I've never heard that. No. Do you know all the? Do you know all the racial things against Asians? Yeah, can you?
I prefer the Indian casinos. That's what I like, you know, because I don't want to give my money. If I'm going to lose money, and I'm going to lose money, I don't want to do it in Las Vegas to a bunch of corporate businessmen. I would rather go to an Indian casino and lose it to the Native Americans, you know, on account of my forefathers systematically murdered them years ago. Which, looking back on it, way out of line. Way out of line. Anyways, I look at it as a form of reparations, you know? And I tell you, I've done my part, goddammit. Probably done your part, too. Anyways, I love casino.
Melissa McCarthy is NORM MACDONALD.
Thank you. Thank you, but I am sorry I cannot, in good conscience, accept this award on behalf of Melissa McCarthy. I instead have chosen to give my time to a friend who has something very important to say.
My name is Johnny Two Feathers. While you enjoy tonight's show, I want you to think about something. The spot where you're sitting, every square foot of ground in this country was stolen from my ancestors. And after you stole it, you murdered them. So you'll forgive us if we do not laugh along. There is nothing funny about the extermination of a people. The theater stinks of blood. That's all I have to say. Oh.
Johnny Two Feathers, everybody. Johnny Two Feathers. Give him a wave, Johnny. Oh, Johnny, you don't want to wave? All right. Well, Johnny Two Feathers, everybody.
Probably just like masturbating in a dark room.
Angry over the Atlanta Braves and Cleveland Indians' use of Indian caricatures as logos, Native Americans showed up at the World Series tonight. They chanted for hours to protest Indian stereotypes, though it didn't help their cause any when it started to rain. Native Americans in upstate New York are trying to block plans to build a Kmart on the site of a Mohican burial ground. In addition, they were upset to learn that sales at this particular Kmart will be announced, "Attention Kmart Savages." In Michigan, State Historical Commission officials say they will not interfere with the building of a new major sports stadium, even if construction unearths historical artifacts. However, state Indian Affairs officials say that if relics from a Native American tribe are found, they would like to have the land set aside and designated as a sacred tribal burial ground / giant casino. In Wisconsin, students at Menominee High School are desperately fighting efforts by the politically correct to change their team nickname the Indians. Already, opponents of the name have rejected the students' first compromise, the Drunken Indians. They feel that's almost worse in a way, you know? In Bridgeport, Connecticut, the Staticoti Indian tribe is seeking recognition by the Bureau of Indian Affairs in order to open either a manufacturing company or a casino. I wonder which one they'll choose. Manufacturing company or the casino. In Norwich, Connecticut, a local museum has made a long overdue effort at racial reconciliation by returning 21 ancient tribal artifacts to the Mohegan Indians. But as for everything else in the country, we'll be keeping that. It's good news, really. We don't have to give any of it back.
It's like the difference between the Cleveland Indians and the Washington Redskins. I can see where Redskin might upset somebody just a little. I don't think you're ever going to get it changed, but at least it is a bit denigrating. But Indians, isn't that? Yeah, I never understand that.
You don't understand that?
No. What?
Well, here's the thing, man.
Or Braves.
I have no formal education, and as a matter of fact, I don't have any informal education. It's not like I'm hanging out with professors on the weekend, right?
Yes.
But this is the way I understand it. Old Chris Columbus, he sailed over here, and then he got here, and he thought it was India.
Jesus, what a dolt. And that's the source of us all.
Yeah, so he goes, hey, man, look at all those Indians.
All right. Oh, that's it.
And then one of his buddies goes, hey, man, we took a wrong turn at the middle of the Pacific Ocean. This is America. and then he goes, hey, you Indians better get the hell out of here. You're not even in the right country.
Well, once you're about to take a country from somebody, you cannot refer to them as Native Americans. It only makes your task harder. They will fight harder because you've already told them you assume that it is their property. But my feeling is at some point there were an ice people, a horde of, almost Piltdown men-like creatures who the Indians or whatever, the Native Americans came in and took this from. Isn't that the way of the world, Norm? That eventually everybody takes something.
What's a Piltdown, man? You talking about the old days?
I'm sorry to throw you off the scent of the conversation. I'm talking about in Paleolithic times. I assume that the Native Americans were not native here either, but came down and took this from somebody else. That's just the way of the world.
Yeah, everybody takes everything. Listen, Mother Nature is a brutal bitch. A red-clawed,
paint the picture.
Machine that eats and
shrieking harridan.
Yeah.
need you now more than forever.
So, Jenny, what month was your issue?
Quoting Churchill.
May of 08. Who was on the cover? Do you remember?
It was a Russian girl. And my nickname's Genocide, so I think that was kind of funny.
What?
What?
What do you mean? Is Genocide giving her comedy fucking advice?
Why is that? It's funny because there was a genocide.
In Russia? Only about 70 years ago.
Against the Russian people.
Who's still in?
But me.
That's not
You
it.
first.
Huh?
Check it back. No, it was
the
it wasn't a complete genocide.
What do you mean?
No, it was.
Well, Stalin was a mass murderer.
Only Jewish people seem to get really offended by my nickname.
There are fives in a case.
Dave's getting bored.
Right,
Well,
because they're the only ones that live
well, the only
through
true
a
genocide was the. Well, I don't want to say
another
What
one
about the
this way,
American
Sam.
Indians? That was a true genocide.
Wow. What?
The American Indians was a true genocide.
No, that was for land.
No, that was justified.
That was for land. We were taking their property.
No,
It doesn't matter. What does it matter what the motive
No,
is?
the genocide.
Yeah, the motive
against
is
the
to
Indians
just
was
hatred of a race to exterminate them
It was
without a
just- it was
political or economic
justifiable
agenda.
What we did with the Indians.
Well, it's not
No,
justifiable.
well, who's saying it's justified?
I said it. Well, let's.
Just we got to bury them.
I'm just wondering how it's
Just one
justified.
counterpoint.
You've never
sweetie. I'm trying to take another
You've never heard the legal term justifiable genocide? Hitler was out of his mind at the time. Clearly insane. Ending with music is fantastic.
You could juggle or swallow a sword, or that would be good.
Anything that's different, because all my jokes are equal.
No, you do different. You weave them
No, I
different.
peter out.
Not necessarily. I've seen you do.
Peter out.
I've seen you
Sean
get more
O'Connor has
graphic.
seen it.
How do you like that?
Yeah,
it's good, doesn't it?
What?
You look very lean.
I'm lean, yeah. I'm on the zone.
So is Gilbert.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I just eat regular food.
How do you like it out there?
I actually, one time, I swear to God, I eat bad, right? And one time I lived beside a McDonald's when I was a young kid, you know what I mean? Like 18, 19 years old there. And me and my buddies, all we used to do was smoke dope. And it was back in the old days, you know what I mean? Now I don't do any of that stuff because, you know, it's a thing to say. But, no, I don't do anything. I'm scared now of everything. But back then, I always did that. And then I lived right beside a McDonald's, so every day I would eat just Big Macs every day.
Because you get the munchies, don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'd have a
Not
big
that I
bunch.
How could we know all this? I've been told, and it also makes you a little love crazed, from what I hear.
Oh my God!
Those are two good reasons I've ever wanted to do it.
And it makes you like you get all, and you never wear a bra.
That's
it's like
right.
a crazy thing. Yeah.
Awful things happen.
But yeah, and so I always ate all these hamburgers, right? These Big Macs, and I passed out one time, and I went to the doctor, and he said, "You're malnourished. You have to eat something other than Big Macs." That's not a good story. No, I like that story.
Is that the end of it?
Yeah.
You're right. It's not a good story.
Was it bad? It wasn't a bad story.
The hug was great. Story wasn't that good.
The scariest movies always to me were the Cronenberg movies. Because it was always the inside.
I was thinking about The Fly recently. Where that moment where it's like when he's climbing up the wall and he's like, pretty weird, huh?
Yeah.
You're like, oh God. And then when he breaks apart and there's a giant fly inside him. Can we turn this around somehow to end this thing?
It's like my act when I do my act.
Yeah.
I never think of a fucking ending.
Yeah.
Like
Just trickle off.
Just fucking.
Me too.
Just unravel.
I guess this is. We
terrible.
good? You done?
It's terrible.
You guys feel okay with what happened here?
Every week I go, why didn't I think of something?
Do you do that thing where you look? It's like, okay, I've done an hour and 15. And I don't know that, how it's structured really matters. I'm done.
That's what I'm like. And then I know people are kind of silent. They're like, where's the big
What's the matter with him?
I did a stupid thing one time.
Okay, he's ready to talk.
This was my big statement I threw over at Atlantic City on the boardwalk. I threw 60,000 into the ocean.
No way.
Yeah, to quit. That was my thing. I'm going to quit.
Why didn't you just quit and keep the 60?
It was supposed to be like I felt like I was in a movie.
Wow.
That was a symbolic kind of a thing. Like, was it money or chips?
That was
What's
money.
that?
Was it money?
Holy shit.
I said chips, and he goes, what's
Wait,
that?
so you threw 60 grand, because you had a moment where you're like, this is cleansing, this is like,
it's just-
to the ocean, I committed.
The same way a drug addict would throw his drugs
Sure.
into the ocean.
Right.
How long after it left your hand did you regret it?
I regretted it pretty good.
See, I would have thrown the fucking dealer into the... That's how I would get over it.
I'm
Those
always surprised
stone-faced idiots.
I'm surprised that people like dealers don't get
Killed.
Hey, so I was at the fight. I was at the Pacquiao.
Yeah.
And I almost made a bet.
Yeah.
I almost made a bet that it would go the distance in Mosley's favor. Almost.
Wow.
But I was a little bit afraid. Tell everybody what your bet was, Norm.
I bet Pacquiao to win. 25,000 to win 3,000.
Wait a minute. How is that possible? You put down $25,000.
Yeah.
Maybe lose 25,000 to win 3.
Yeah. But I won 3.
What? Was it that it would a knockout, or what was the actual
No,
bet?
it was just that he would win. But I got scared because I was so happy when Mosley went down, and then all of a sudden he got up. And then I was scared because, one punch can end it at any moment,
Yeah.
And no, that's the most money I ever put on a fight. And also, I don't know nothing about boxing.
What did you go by, the commercials or his karaoke singing, or? How did you pick Pacquiao?
Well, usually I kind of went against my instincts on this one because usually I pick the bigger, blacker guy. But in this instance, I met him, Pacquiao, and he seemed unbeatable.
Yeah, he is.
Pound for pound.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the other guy weighed more pounds.
Now, have you ever lost? Have you ever been devastated and lost like a big bet?
I've lost everything I own 3 times.
Tapped out?
Yeah. That happened to me 3 times, but since I've gotten control of it since. But one time, man, actually, after you lose everything, sometimes you kind of feel good. It's odd. But you feel like clean. You go, hey, man, I feel all right, But
my car's gone. My house is gone. You know what? I'm all right. I'm cleansed. I don't have my watch anymore.
But one time I had nothing left. I went up to my room, and I was like, I walked by the Coca-Cola machine. I love Coca-Cola, Yeah. So I said, I'm going to have a frosty Coca-Cola, But I only had 65 cents to my name, right? And it costs $1. So I hatch this plan. I'll go down to the nickel slots, and I'll make myself $1. So I go down there with my 65 cents. I'm putting in nickels, and it took an hour and a half, and I get up to 95 cents 8 times. And I never broke $1. And then later I think they would have given me a free drink.
Yeah, right. All you got to do is, cocktails. Yeah.
That's, by the way, how you know you're not good in gambling. When you have a gambling problem is when the guys start giving you things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you first go, you're like, hey, man, the pit boss just offered me some free meat. That's a nice fella, And then you realize he's only doing it because you're a sap. But man, I would go in, I'd bet so much money. At the end of the thing, the guy would be like, you want some meat? Anything to keep me in the casino. Hey, some beef. Hey, want to have sex with my wife? Anything.
Someone told me something amazing about you, that the movie Rounders, which is about underground gambling, was based on your life.
Oh, no.
Is that true? That they followed you around?
No one told
I didn't
you
say that.
I did. I got that information.
I know that guy who wrote it likes
Is
Norm.
that in my Wikipedia?
Brian Koppelman likes you, the
and
writer
that
of
he
that.
followed Norm around, and Norm would go play poker at a lot of
In
these
the middle of
underground
the
couples
night,
in the
yeah.
middle of the night.
That's true.
And it's actually a documentary on Norm's life.
No, it's not.
It is.
But I would go to the same club where it was where they did Rounders, and this was before Rounders. Yeah.
Why would you play poker?
When I was a kid, I played backgammon. I was good at backgammon.
But why would you play poker at an underground club when you could go to, let's say, Vegas or Atlantic City and play poker? Why would you go underground? What is the
I was
appeal?
only a little kid. I was just a kid.
Oh, you were a kid.
And
I
one
thought
is-
you
Well, no, but one is 2 blocks away in Manhattan. You know,
I see.
Me and Norm went to the second time I was on your show ever with Norm, we were in one of those clubs all night long.
Right.
And we came right from the club.
Did you get your clock clean? Did you lose a lot of money?
I lost all my money immediately, so I had to start shooting pool. There was this all gambling going on. So I shot 8-ball until like 6:30 in the morning with a guy, and I lost $800 doing that.
Right.
And then Norm, I lost about $2,000 at the tables. Norm played poker, and then
Did Norm win?
We just
Hey,
made
one time a guy tried to hustle me at pool.
Are you good at pool?
Norm's good at pool.
No,
I mean, you're
not very good, but we're just playing like bar pool, like we're drunk. We're all drunks. This was when I was young, you know.
But you play for a lot of money.
No. This is what I had no money.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm playing this fucking. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, you're okay.
When I'm playing this fucking pool hall, and this big giant black guy. It doesn't matter what color he was.
Yeah. All right, but it helps the story. Giant black
like
guy.
Forrest Whitaker in The Color of Money.
In The Color of Money. Yeah. So he comes. No, but he's dressed like he has all this stuff, and he has 2 girls with him. You know, and I'm all drunk. I'm like an idiot. You know, with my friends playing pool. So he goes, I'm next, you know, so he puts his like fucking 4 quarters down. Yeah. And so then he goes, here, let's play. So the guy, he has his own stick, you know.
Oh, boy, you're in for trouble.
Yeah.
Then.
So we're playing, and he's missing by only like a millimeter every time, you know. But I win, I beat him handily, but like he's the worst hustler ever, right? So we play for $1. So then he goes, now we're playing, he goes, now we're playing for $100. Like it goes up to 100 from 1, and I just beat him every fucking. So I go, no, I'm not. What? I go, I'm not playing.
I'm taking my $4
I'm
and going
drunk,
home.
you know. I go, I'm ahead $1. I was kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
I go, I'm ahead $1, you know. I'm not playing you anymore. Ah! And so the guy goes, he's all mad. So then another guy played, and then stupidly I gave my friend advice. And then the big giant guy hit me with the cue across my head.
What?
And I looked up, and the cue stick was right in my head, and he goes, I break people's bones for a living, motherfucker.
What? Oh, whoa, you're kidding me.
Yeah, that was
He
my
sounds
story.
like Football Williams, that guy.
I was like that.
Oh. But Norm,
So that was my story about my
Norm,
pool hustling days.
You should keep that one to yourself, the pool hustling story. But Norm, shouldn't tell that on radio. Yeah. But Norm, I don't understand something. You go to these underground clubs and you play these cards, and it's a lot of money. You're talking about a couple of grand, right? You're talking about maybe
I lost
20,
a couple of grand.
You're talking
It's got
20.
160 million. It's like, you're talking about, it's like when Johnny Carson tried to be like, what's a loaf of bread cost nowadays? Is this crazy?
No, I'm saying I got news for you.
It's like $2,000. It's like $2,000.
I wouldn't gamble $100.
Yeah, but he's not a gambler. I've seen
I
Howard
don't
get mad over
understand
$10.
I don't like to gamble. I find it insulting. That, in other words, I find making money, you know, is a very, especially where I grew up, is a very hard thing for a lot of people, and it's a tough thing. And to just piss it away in a gambling situation,
My old man felt the same way.
offends me.
My father would think that too.
Right, but you play for big bucks, right? I mean,
No,
20, 30
I'm
grand a
all
clip,
I'm
right?
trying my best.
Well, you don't remember what happened with this place when we were there all night.
Yeah, tell the truth.
And we were there. I don't know what Norm played that night. He was playing all night. I lost $2,000 myself, you know.
Right.
But so we came here, and Norm accidentally said the name of the place.
Oh, fuck.
Do you remember that, Norm?
Yes, because the guy did not care for that.
A guy called up and said, "Yeah, listen, Norm." Like later in the afternoon,
forgot
he
about
said, "Listen,
that.
we appreciate you coming here, but we don't have a fucking publicity department.
We're not looking for customers."
Looking for that.
Can I say the name of the place? It's not
The
there.
Mayfair.
No, don't say it.
It's not there
The
anymore.
Mayfair. It's
They-
not there
they
anymore.
closed
No,
it.
it's a famous place now. The
Yeah.
Mayfair.
Yeah. Well,
But Norm, I think Howard's right in the sense that Guy Koppelman, who wrote Rounders, he's a good guy. I know him too.
Yeah.
He likes you.
No, he
and
was there
sorta
all the
hung
time.
around.
Yeah, he played at where.
Well, why couldn't it be his own story if he
I
was
could.
there?
I might be involved. I knew a guy that was in the movie, Joey Bagels.
yeah, what I hear is that it was based on you.
Yeah.
Legitimately,
He would
yeah.
watch Norm while he played.
Is it true you're betting English Premier League soccer or some sort of weird?
I have bet soccer. That's not a lot of fun because
No, it doesn't sound
it's
like
90 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
20 minutes into it, you're down 1-0. You're in a lot of trouble.
Right.
The chance of them tying it up, let alone winning, they only have 70 minutes left.
So what other stuff did you wager on?
I wagered on.
Is that the weirdest? You bet on tennis?
Oh yeah, I bet tennis.
Golf? Obviously golf.
Yeah, I bet everything.
What do you do? What's your strategy for golf?
I made a lot of money betting against Tiger when he was. They had a weird bet in Vegas for a while when Tiger was so dominant. It was anybody but Tiger.
Oh, I like that. And the odds were always skewed because they know that people always thought Tiger was going to win.
Right. So the odds would be you get him at 1-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because everybody would go into the sports book like tourists and go, hey, I can bet on Tiger plus that pays 2.5 to 1. That's a good deal, you know.
That's what how they also get the Red Sox and the Cubs fans that way.
Oh,
it's like if Daniel goes to Vegas, he's got some family member or something saying, hey, when you're there, can you put 20 in the Red Sox for me?
Yeah.
Those are the two teams that everybody does that for. So they jack the odds really low. And also the other thing.
How do they know which team is going to play?
Because they know
which team's going to show up.
Their goal with the futures.
Oh, you mean not if they're playing each other, but
no, yeah, the future, the World Series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, put 20 in.
Oh, yeah, of course, the odds would be low. Yeah.
And the other team they do that with, the Lakers.
Right.
Because you get so much people driving in from Los Angeles to Vegas, so they know they can skew the odds.
Yeah, that makes
basically
sense.
toward the Lakers.
Hey, what about this? What if I always wondered this. You know when you drive from Vegas from Los Angeles to Las Vegas?
Yeah, usually.
And then there's that thing where you hit the Vegas border.
Yeah.
And it's a casino, right? I don't know what that town's called, but as soon as you cross.
It's that town. It's like for people who have such bad gambling problems, they can't wait to get to Las Vegas. I got to pull off now and bet. I can't.
But don't you think it's happened where like a person has flown in from some former country, got to L.A., driven, seen that, figured it was Vegas.
Oh, and just spent like the weekend there?
Yeah, and then came home.
Does it have a rock in the name? It's like something rock or rock
yeah,
something.
Yeah, it is rock something.
Red Rock or
Little Rock, Arkansas? Oh, my God.
Explain to me.
Daniel's not exactly Watson over here.
What's the most you ever bet on a sporting event?
Oh, my God. I don't know, probably 100,000 or something like that.
Wait, what game?
It was actually the worst beat of the century. It was pretty bad. The Mets, I had the over, which I think was 7, and no, 6.5. I'm sorry, it was 6.5. And the game was tied 2-2, and I think Ventura was the batter.
Wait, the Grand Slam?
Yeah, the one-run Grand Slam. You know that one?
Yeah.
It was tragic. And I remember Costas at the time because it was just bedlam, and he goes, "I don't think those will count," you know. And I'm like, "Oh, Costas must have."
He had the under.
He must have. He was pretty happy about it.
But did you bet with Artie Lang when you would hang out with him?
Yeah. Artie and I bet a lot together. It was we enabled each other.
People often say that if you play a round of golf with somebody, you can find everything you need to know about a guy. If I said, could you find out that same amount of information as to how competitive, does he cheat, fun guy, does he have beers, smoke cigars? Could you have that same kind of feeling about a guy playing poker?
Well, not as much because, lying's part of the game and so forth. Golf, I completely agree with you.
You can
when
find
I play
out.
Golf, I count every stroke, and it maddens me, when people don't.
What got you
I read
interested?
a thing in Golf Digest once. Actually, it was Jack Nicklaus, Gerald Ford, and Jimmy. What's his name? Clinton were playing a round of golf, and it was really funny because Clinton, allegedly a scratch player, just cheated the whole time. And so, he'd be in the woods and everything, and he was one of these guys who'd get up on the green and then start counting after, give me a birdie, give me a bogey or whatever. And the other guys were just fuming about it,
I did not cheat.
I did not.
What was the biggest bet you ever made?
Oh, God almighty. I don't know. One time, the most I lost in one night, because 3 times I've lost everything that I've ever had.
How do you do that? I mean, not morally, but I mean, like, how do you
physically do it?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, you make one more. Like, what is the process of that? What's the evolution?
It's funny because it's the only time I went to a psychiatrist, he said, I was like, because it was for gambling. I was like, how the fuck do I get out of this? And he's like, oh, you gamble to avoid life, and I'm like, but my thing was, well, isn't that why you do everything in life, is to fucking avoid it? You know what I mean? Like,
it's too painful.
Yeah. Like, why do you? So I said, but it's painful to think about, but because now it would be nice to have the money, but you just lose it by it's just like any escape, I guess. Because I was never a drug or alcohol guy, but like when I watch a game and I have a bunch of money on it, then I can understand what's going on. Nothing's ambivalent or anything about it, And
there's stakes.
There's stakes. You know exactly the rules.
Yeah.
You're completely involved, and you're completely escaped from your life.
Yeah.
Of the real.
Yeah.
The real fear. My biggest problem is ruminating about death. If I could get over that somehow.
And you do that regularly?
I read fucking books about it and shit.
So, like, you still haven't walked me through losing everything.
Well, how you do it? Physically?
Yeah, because you've got a house, you had a lot of money saved up, and then like, so you make one bet, and then you realize you're about to lose everything. Do you make phone calls to people saying, like, I just need a little more? I mean,
well, you kind of at the end of it, it's happening. I guess it's like I've never had substance abuse problems, but I guess it's like people that know they're going to hit bottom,
mm-hmm.
And kind of want it.
Yeah,
because it does it's exhausting.
Yeah.
To be obsessed with something.
Right.
So you are, I guess, trying to do it, trying to finish it off.
Right.
Finally, because if you have $450,000 in the bank, whatever the fuck it was, and then you lose $400,000, you go, fuck it, I don't want to fucking have $50,000.
Right.
To remind me that I don't want money to remind me that I had more money.
So that's how you do it.
So that's how you do it. People magazine, Johnny Depp, sexiest man alive, huh? Hey, listen, I don't care what you think of this guy. He's a hunk. You know that. I know that.
Yeah, sure. We can say that.
Let's not kid ourselves. Now, apparently he's taking advantage of this sect. Do I need this anymore?
No, you've established it's real. People know about it.
Yeah. So he's look at that guy, man. Good Lord, I'd like to, whatever. But I'll tell you this about the new movie he's doing, Pirates of the Caribbean 3. He'll be doing full frontal nudity.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's rated R.
Oh my God! What the hell was that?
Is it really my fault? 'Cause you try to hit me with your pity till I can't trust, but I still push on. Got me changing my ways, trying to fix it.
Life's too short to exercise. I'm just going to be honest. There are so many better things to do than exercise. We have finite time on this earth. The exercise is such a conspiracy. They go, let's say you spend an hour on a treadmill every day.
So you're working out now and stuff, right?
Yeah, how about you?
I worked out a couple times. I liked it when I was young. I didn't have, you didn't have to work out. You were just in good shape.
Yeah.
And I was in my best shape back then. I think I was in seriously, when I was like, when I was 1. That's when I
reached your peak when you were 1.
My God, I look great. You wouldn't know me now. You see me back then. I was young and fresh.
Can imagine. I can imagine.
Even for my age, people would come up to me and go, what, you 0? But I go to this doctor, and he gives me, like, they always give me these crazy things. And so he said, I want to, like, test out your body fat.
Yeah.
You know? Meanwhile, I'm a really skinny guy.
Yeah.
Like, my whole life I've been skinny. I've been self-conscious about it, you know? Self-conscious.
Right.
And I always had problems with those words. I always thought conscience
I know.
was
It's
conscious.
fine. Don't worry about it. This is not an elevator with Shriners, so just relax.
So the guy, I said, I don't need no body fat thing, man. I'm a really skinny guy. So he puts these calipers on me, you know, and he tests me out. Comes back, turns out I'm fat as well as skinny.
Seems unlikely, doesn't it?
He explained it to me. I'm skinny, but also fat. Like I'm bones and then fat. Around the bones. I have a horrible body. So the guy tells me, you got to get to one of them gyms.
Oh,
you know?
start working out a little bit. Yeah.
So I go to the gym, and holy Lord. Have you ever been to one of these?
No, I don't go.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
You got to they got the weights, you know?
Yeah.
That's the big thing,
The big
weights.
weight machines, sure.
So you got to lift the weight. It's really heavy. And then you got to put it down. Then afterwards, lift it again right away. And it's endless. It's like hundreds of lifting. And then afterwards, you're just like sore and you're not big at all. And I don't want to be big. I have no use for being big.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy. I watch some TV. I eat a fish sandwich. You know, I don't got to be big. You know, I don't need abs. You know, what am I going to do with abs? I could show them to my friends. I go, hey, look on my belly. What I got here? Some abs. What are you looking at?
Well, nothing. I'm just, but maybe if you worked out a little bit, perhaps Shriners would leave you alone. That wouldn't be a problem at all.
New songs on the radio sounding fake. Prince and Genesis for better anyway. Am I just being too real?
I don't work out. I'm a weak man. You know that, Dennis.
Well, listen, you and I were on the Mount Olympus of weakness.
And not just physically.
Oh, no, in every way.
In every single way. So I told the guy that, and he said he couldn't do anything except for the physical part. But I don't know if he was the best trainer anyway. He was smoking a butt the whole time.
No, that's not good.
That's just a joke. He was a big guy. And but I told him, I said, look, I don't want be big like you. You know, I don't want veins. I have no use for that in my arms, you know, or abs. I don't want abs. I don't even know quite what they are. All I know is they were invented around the 80s. And I don't even know what you do when you get them. You know what I mean? Because you got to wear a shirt. You know. You just go to work and go, hey, you want to see these things on my belly? Everybody's like, no. But so I told the guy, I said, I'm here for one reason only. I want to have one hot ass.
I was going to say,
Yes.
I really liked him right away. I just saw him, I felt like I understood him a different way, and I felt like deep down he was actually very, very shy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Right, don't you
Very
think?
shy. And sweet.
And so sweet,
Yeah.
so sensitive. And I was saying, so when you lost your dad, Dave, and you were talking about that, I'm sure he really was like wanting to make you feel so good and so sweet and thoughtful, and probably thought deeply about that's how he would approach it.
Molly,
Oh,
go
I
ahead.
was going to say before, I think in the last, 13, 14 years, he got, you know, as you said, Conan, he was reading 4 or 5 books at a time, Russian literature. Mark Twain was his favorite author. He loved Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. But he got really into reading about God and Christianity.
Oh, yeah.
And really wanting to understand God.
Where he's headed.
Feeling maybe close to death.
Yeah,
or
sure.
thinking about death, but really, really wanting to understand God.
Al Roker.
I was saying I saw him at the SNL 40th, and I didn't know he had cancer or anything, but I remember as soon as he saw me, he was like, "I love you, Molly." Just he blurted out right away, and I think I was like, oh, I just had a sense of like, I could feel that he had this kind of urgency to say exactly what was on his mind in the moment.
Right.
Because maybe he'll never have that moment again. And I was like, oh, something's different with Norm.
Nah, nice to see you there, Courtney.
I'm tired.
You're tired. Oh, Courtney, Jesus. Come on there.
Help me, Norm.
Come on, yeah, I'm trying.
Oh, help me.
I'm trying to help you
Help
out,
me,
Courtney.
help me. Get off of me!
No, okay.
Get off of me.
Okay, I will, Courtney.
All right.
All right, well, yeah.
When women talk about marriage, it's a happy occasion. I'm getting married, I got my ring, I got my colors picked out, I got 4 of my fat friends to stand next to me. But it's not the same for the men. When men talk about marriage with our friends, it sounds like something you get diagnosed with. Did you hear what happened to Charles? No, what? He's getting married? No! You could go to nightclubs and meet women, but I don't like going to nightclubs. Everybody in the nightclub is a liar. The men are lying, the women are lying. You got older women in the club trying to look young, but you know they older because they got that vaccine mark on their arm.
There's a comedian that you remind me of. Do you know who I'm speaking of?
No.
He was my favorite comedian. He passed away a couple years ago.
Patrice O'Neill?
Patrice O'Neill. The reason I loved Patrice was he had his own truth, and he was going to tell you, and he wasn't going to take any prisoners. And that's a giant void to fill, Patrice O'Neill, because I felt he was the funniest guy in the world when he passed away.
I mean, did you watch the Charlie Sheen one?
Yes, yes.
And
I tell you what, sorry.
Well, what do you like? I mean, because like a lot of people were saying that was just there's no line whatsoever, and that it is something other than just being funny, and that it's gotten kind of just brutal and painful to watch.
Right. Well, yeah, like, because, when we get interviewed as comics, like, people always go, like, is there any line? And we go, no, but there's lines. Of course, there's fucking lines,
Yeah.
You're a human being,
well,
hopefully. But I remember they were talking about William Shatner roast. Artie told me this, that William Shatner's fucking wife had just drowned in a pool 3 months earlier, and they had to get all the comics together and go, look, no jokes about his wife drowning. And they were all like, fuck.
Yeah, what are we going to do now?
And I was like, what, did it even occur to you to fucking do that joke?
The guy's still wearing a black ribbon and his clothing is torn.
I love Patrice on that, though. Because I love Patrice.
Yeah, he's great.
And he did it. I never saw a guy that did the roast so good. Because he didn't do all that.
Well, I mean, that line is interesting because it's really a personal line.
Our next roaster is Patrice O'Neill. You may recognize Patrice from his many speaking roles in movies, but only if you've sat in front of him in a theater. I know, some of these jokes may come off racist, which is why it's important to remember that Rosa Parks fought so Patrice could take 3 seats on the bus. So please welcome a guy who looks like Chris Farley after a mine shaft explosion, the very funny Patrice O'Neill.
Thank you very much. It's just strange because I had all this planned shit, but I didn't know William Shatner was gonna be quasi, like, an old racist man, like, but everybody's giggling, like, whoa, but you're a fucking asshole, Captain Kirk.
What are you talking about?
Like, I don't respect him, but I'll respect him, because he's fucking Captain Kirk. But I think he might be racist because his hair plugs look like black girls' pussy hair. This is fucking amazing. Like, I wasn't gonna be mean to Anthony. I don't know him, I never met him. So I'm sitting here watching him, and I'm like, he has way too much confidence. Like, in my world, he's an open micer. Nobody knows him, and nobody should. Like, nobody should fucking know Anthony. I refuse to learn his last shitty name. I learned Galifianakis. That's the last shitty last name this nigga's gonna learn in this fucking funky town. He reminds me of a medieval restaurant waiter. Like, his old demeanor, like, hello, may I welcome to, and you just want to go, shut the fuck up and bring me my giant turkey leg, you fucking nothing. How the fuck can I be too mean after all this shit? I can't believe it. I'm dying of diabetes, and you motherfuckers are like, oh, that evil fat puff, you know. I consider Seth an icon, I do. Like, I got a critique about Seth. It's too much Seth. It's almost like he's jealous of his own creation, where he wants to prove I'm better than the cartoons. But he's not better than the cartoons. See, but I think the problem is with Seth is that he don't have a partner. You know, like the South Park guys or Hanna-Barbera. I know we've read that old story that Hannah once said, I'm bigger than Yogi, and Barbera slapped the shit out of him for saying that. Seth needs a Barbera to slap him, and slap him twice. Once, to say, hey man, don't forget why people love you. And two, just say you're gay. No straight man writes that many show tunes. That's a fact. I love Mike Tyson, and I don't have much to say. As a fan of Mike Tyson, I love him, and I don't mean, yeah, I love him.
Fuck you.
I love you, man. I'm just disappointed and hurt at how much comfort white people have around you now. I don't like it. And Steve-O, this new subdued, not drunk you, it fucking stinks, man. Ride that whole Steve-O shit till the wheels come off, man. Let a fucking leech bite your eyeballs and do some goofy shit. Even your fake puncher, it just, you disturb me with your lack of edge. You just like, why are you still looking at me like that, Mr. Shatner, sir? You're like, boy, I had more for that nigga than didn't say it. I should have said it, because he's an asshole.
You're telling it as it is. You're telling it like it is.
Jeff Ross, I love you, I guess. Look, Jeff Ross is a legend. His funniness is a legend. But when I say legend, I mean a myth. Like the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot. Like, we all believe they exist, but who really ever saw it? Oh, shit. I've turned down many roasts. I have, about 3 or 4 of them. And I said yes to this, and I'm dead ass serious. I said yes to this because I respect Charlie Sheen. I do. I say yes because I respect not his body of work. Like not. It's all been very Christian Slayer-ish. Like it just like. He sucks, but he's good, but he sucks at the same time. I think that his stand that he made against the business, I think this is a fucked up business, but he stood up, he still survived, and he proved that nobody can keep like a Sheen down, you know? They can keep Estevez down, because his brother, and he's the good one. That motherfucker do everything right, and that nigga's career is over. Holy shit. Fuck Tiger Blood, he's selling his own blood to make money. But I want to say to your eyes, man, I love that you stood up to what you thought was wrong, and I'm impressed by you, and I wanted to say that. So, thank you, man. Thanks for having me. Y'all take care, thank you.
Okay.
Emailed me and said I should ask you about Rodney Dangerfield when he was on the show. You had some experience with him. Can you tell me that story?
Rodney came on the show to do an update. Like sometimes Lauren would just go, "Oh, Rodney Dangerfield is here," you know, and you go, "We don't know, how do we use him?" It'd be hard to use him on update. Yeah. So then Jim had this idea, Jim Downey, where I would go, you know. He would go, "I tell you, I got no respect," you know, do a joke, and then I go, "That seems funny. Yeah, Rodney, you know, get any respect? What about your kids? And they must give you respect, you know. You're doing good." My kids, they don't give me respect. Do a few more jokes, you know. I go, "That seems hard to believe. What about, certainly, like if you went to a bar, like a bartender would give you respect, right?" You go, "I tell you, dude." I go, like, "This is atrocious," you know. But anyways, Rodney's like, "What the fuck?" He didn't understand any of it. He's like, "Why? Doesn't this motherfucker know I don't get no respect?" You know? So, anyways, you have to do the show at 8:30, and then the dress rehearsal, and then at 11:30, you know. So he had to get there real early, you know, and he said, "Norm, I gotta talk to you." I was like, "What?" He says, "Why the fuck?" He goes, "I know how to do my jokes. Why can't I just leave and come back at midnight?" You know, I'm like, "Well, I don't know, Rodney. Like, you have to do the dress rehearsal. You know, they make us do the dress rehearsals." He goes, "I don't mind." He goes, "I don't mind fucking act. I've done it a million times." I go, "Yeah, I know. I don't know what." So then he said, "I tell you, we were all alone, you know, and Rodney was like my hero and stuff." And he goes, "I tell you, kid, it's all waiting, you know." He goes, "Just fucking waiting, just, you know." He goes, "You do TV, you just sit in a room and you wait all the time, you know." He goes, "The same with movies. You just sit in a trailer and you wait the whole fucking time." He goes, "That's no life, you know." He goes, "Oh, you know, all there is stand-up." He goes, "Oh, the rest of it's all shit, you know. Movies are shit, TV's shit, you know." He goes, "Always remember, kid, it's just stand up." So it's very, like, moving and everything. And then he goes, he pauses, and then he goes, "Stand up is shit." You know? And so then I was staring at him all alone in a room, and after he's told me everything in the world is shit. But that was Rodney, man. The heaviness, that's what I always say. "Oh, the heaviness, Norm, the heaviness," you know.
He would have been really old at that.
Yeah, I guess the thing with Rodney is he didn't make it till he was like 50 or something, so he didn't care for that, you know. He didn't like all the other people getting the fruits of show business, which to him were just drugs and women. You know, he came from that era where it was like, broads, I tell you, booze, you know. So he didn't like that he had to wait till he was older to get that.
There's questions that came from the Twitterverse or whatever you want to call it.
All right.
Do you want to hear them?
What else could we do with them?
Stand-ups sometimes secretly want to play a dramatic role. Have you ever seen a guy?
No, stop.
But you've seen comics, and then they're on a show, and they're a guy that's soft in the head. And, huh?
Yeah. This is from Twitter. I'm much more interested in
Okay.
That's a regular person.
Okay. But what do you think of that? Like I've seen Burl, and
I feel sorry for them.
Do you feel this? Is how I feel. I think maybe you agree with this. To be a comic actor, so rare, isn't it? And
you mean comic / actor?
No, a comic actor. Like my favorite movie
John
is
Ritter?
my favorite movie. Yes, like John Ritter. My favorite movie is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because I love John Candy in it so much. And to be a comic,
he's Canadian.
Yeah, but to be a comic actor is so rare, and to be a dramatic actor is so common that why would a great comic actor want to be a
1,000%. 1,000%. I thought this when I was a kid, starting out in the business, when in my 20s. I said, why? Somebody asked me, would you ever do a dramatic role? I go, they got people for that.
Right.
They got millions of people for that.
Yeah.
Let those people do it. The greatest thing in the world is a funny guy. It just it relieves the burden of life.
Did you like that movie, that Preston Sturges film?
It's my favorite movie.
Sort of encapsulates
Sullivan's
that?
Travels.
Oh, that's your favorite movie?
It's the greatest movie of all. Well, The Graduate's my favorite movie to watch as a movie.
Yeah.
But for what it's about.
But what Sullivan's Travels is exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly what you're talking about. And did you say
How about you? Is that
I love Sullivan's
important
Travel.
to you? Yeah.
For that, because it surprised me. I didn't expect it.
Right. What surprises you about me?
What surprises
you about me?
You mean just during this interview?
Just in general.
You seem kind.
That's surprising?
Uh-huh. Because I would think you were cold.
Right.
And yet you're warm.
Oh, thank you.
And in your eyes, I always go by eyes.
Again,
I always go by eyes.
You should.
You know what show I would like to see you host, Norm? And this is the God's truth. I would like to see you host Catch a Predator. I see that as being a good medium for you. What's your thoughts on the To Catch a Predator show?
Oh, no, that's just, you just brought that up because I was telling that guy earlier I was thinking of that show To Catch a Predator.
Well, thank you for unfolding my conceit here. I was trying to get you into the area you wanted to talk
sorry,
about.
that was like a crazy coincidence because I just talked to that Christian dude about that.
Jesus, Norm, could you diffuse this anymore?
Okay, I'm sorry.
It was a setup. I was putting the ball on the tee. I'm Cheech Marin.
You're nice. Nice.
Now go ahead, knock it off.
You're like Ed McMahon.
Yeah, exactly. Now, so you don't want to talk about the Predator thing?
Oh, yeah, man, To Catch a Predator? No, I was just...
They told me, they said Norm wants to talk about Predator, and all of a sudden I'm at a Carson Wake here. Are you sad about Johnny's loss?
That's misrepresenting it, too, because then people will think, you know, Norm's phoning going, hey, can I talk at all about the Predator thing?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It wasn't on your mind. I kind of put it there. Do you have any ad-lib thoughts on it?
It's not going to be funny now.
All right. You know what I've done to you? It's like Jerry Lewis with Charlie Callis with the Duck Hunter.
Exactly. I have to come...
All right, then let me throw you a curve and see what else you go. What about OJ or Mike Vick? You got anything on either of them?
Okay, then this is complete coincidence. This is the most insane coincidence of all.
These are two big topics in the news. I thought I'd just throw them out there and see if you had any observations.
No, I'm just kidding. What were the ones? Michael Vick was, no, I was just saying that, you know, obviously I'm against, I do stand-up, you know, stand-up comedy.
Sure you do.
And by the way, I'll be at, can I plug something?
Go, you can use the rest of the segment for a plug.
Oh. Because I'm not doing any stand-up. But anyway, when I go to the club, I went to the club and I thought of the idea about that Michael Vick. First of all, you love football, obviously, right?
Yeah, sure. Well, you know, sure. I go way back with football and cockfighting, you know.
Exactly. So you'll say that, you know, Michael Vick was the most exciting player in football. He could change a team by himself.
Yes.
You know.
Well, that's a solid observation.
That's what's so sad, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The dogfighting's sad too, but if it was just some guy, you know, that was played in football like a third-string quarterback, it wouldn't be that sad. So, but Michael Vick, obviously it hurt him, it hurt his fans, it hurt the whole sport of dog fighting.
So you think it's brought dog fighting down?
I tried to say that like Drake.
It's good.
Dog fighting.
Can we talk about Drake?
But listen, man, Vic, can you imagine? Here's something to think about. Imagine if you were a dog living in a dog kennel. You ever been in those pound?
Sure.
That's your house?
Right.
So they suck, right? They're the worst houses ever.
Bad.
So the dog will go anywhere, you know, and dogs love everyone. So they're just sitting in their horrible place, and you know, the guy, an old bald guy, comes in and wants to bring you home, and you're all happy. Normally, you're not, right?
Yeah, sure.
So imagine you're sitting there and you're like, "Hey guys, man, you're not gonna believe this, but we got adopted. All of us got adopted, and you're not gonna believe for a second who it was." And they're like, "Who?" Was it that bald guy from earlier today? No, it wasn't no bald guy. Think left-hander, Atlanta. It was Michael Vick. That's who it was. Now get out of here. That's who's our new owner. They're excited. You see?
Very pumped up, the dogs.
They're pumped up. They're like, you're kidding me. I'm trying to be clean. You know? And then they go and they go, wow, they're in the house. Everything's exciting. They were just in a pound. Now they're at Michael Vick's house. They couldn't be more excited. They hit the jackpot. And they're walking through the house going, man, I've never seen so many TVs. And then, later it's not so good. When the other guys tell them,
Right.
When the other guys go, listen, he's a good, Michael Vick's a complicated character. And I love Michael Vick. Ralph will tell you. That's, yeah.
Ralph is the other dog.
The other dog. He's talking, how the dogs talk and they have names.
Sure, and they go.
Ralph will tell you, I said Vic is the best thing to happen to football in forever. But on the other hand, he electrocuted me last week. So I have mixed feelings with Vic. This is one thing about the Michael Vick thing. He electrocuted them, which was awful, and shot them, right?
Right.
And then in one of them, he strangled them.
Yeah, it's hard.
So I was saying, as heinous as this seems, that one part, him strangling a pit bull dog,
yes,
seems not so heinous. It seems kind of brave, if that's all he ever did. And, I'm sure Michael Vick's hands are really strong with a pit bull's neck.
Well, Norm, when I see the nuances you've peeled back on the Vic story, I could only send you a big, hearty hail thank you that you dodged the To Catch a Predator question.
Well, that's the one I wanted to talk
because I have no idea where that was.
So you have no time on the show anymore, so you can't talk about it?
Well, do you want to stay for a segment?
What?
I'm going to take a commercial. Can you stay?
I wouldn't mind telling you that to catch a predator and see if you'll laugh. Like you didn't laugh at all at that one.
Norm, listen. When I'm in the presence of greatness, I simply sit and I listen. Hang on to the Predator story till after this. Dennis Miller Show. Two things. I was wondering where Sal was during that thing. Sabes made the miscalculation of turning his mic off. He was laughing so hard, and he didn't think anybody would be able to hear Norm. I was wondering, where's old Sal? Secondly, if I seem a little halting with Norm. Now, Sal, you hear me do a lot of interviews. I'm always usually forceful, but I find Norm such a genius. I don't want to interject and get in the way of the story.
You gotta let him run.
I mean, it's as good as it gets.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my still in line.
Let's go back to Norm. Norm, I'm sorry, my friend. I've got around 3 minutes left. Can you codify your thoughts on To Catch a Predator and unspool a little tale?
My thoughts on To Catch a Predator cannot be captured in your sound bite. Now, I know the first I don't know what the word is in radio. In TV, on talk shows, when I'm booked, we call it the next segment.
Right.
The last segment bombed. Let's not kid ourselves.
No, it didn't bomb. Are you kidding me? It was gold. It was just about, I was listening to you unspool the gold.
I mean, sometimes when you're on radio, you go, man, maybe people are just laughing in the studio because that's their job. But people at home are not enjoying it at all, so you feel bad about yourself.
Well, the bit was volatile.
Then when the guys in the studio also clearly not responding to anything, and then they go, now the funniest was in the commercial, I said, so, he goes, you got to wrap it up in a minute, the Predator thing, like I'm... So I said, I don't know, it's not really a thing. I don't know if I can wrap it up. So he said, I said, I don't think it's going well.
Christian, you didn't say that to him, did you?
I didn't say that. I said it was going great, and we were all laughing so hard we couldn't breathe.
We're ill-serving Norm today. The next time we have Norm on, I'm going to say, this is Norm, and let him go.
No, this is it, Dennis. I said, how long's your show run generally, because I listen to it on the internet and stuff like that.
Right.
And he said 3 hours. And he goes, your second segment's up. And I go, what was my first segment, by the way? He goes, that was like 6 minutes. That was your big one. So, the 3-hour show.
Well, we've been gaslighting you, Norm. We brought you in here in a deliberate effort to drive you crazy. You sound suitably perplexed now, but might I tell you, You're simply the most insightful, perplexed man I've ever met. We'll have you back. Let's have Norm back and give him a full half hour.
No,
because
that'd be great.
well, will you come back at this point? Or are you so angry?
Man, you're a great interviewer and stuff, right?
Yeah, but I was a little intimidated by you.
But here's a weird thing that when you're interviewing somebody, because I've seen them all, man. I've seen Parr, you know?
Yeah, sure.
I've seen mostly I watch Parr. But I've seen them all, you know?
Sure, you go way back.
And rarely, Merv Griffin, one of the greatest ever, you know? He's just fast. You know, who was a greater interviewer than that dude?
Nobody.
But Merv Griffin would never say, Norm, I understand you want to talk about To Catch a Predator. What else does it say here? Michael Vick. And something else. So go ahead.
It was my fault. I gagged it. I'm sorry, Norm. We'll have you back and I'll do it better. This is the Dennis Miller Show.
Norm by far. Norm will cut your legs right off.
We had to bring in an extra medic just for, you know, the damage that Norm could possibly do.
He's made people cry.
Yeah.
He did Last Comic Standing. He was the only honest judge. He would tell comics they were hacks. It was awesome. The comics hated him. Joe List did it, and he goes, Joe, you're a very good writer. And Anthony Jeselnik goes, hey, Joe, that Norm just called you ugly, which is such a great line.
Damn.
But, oh, my God.
My story with Norm is not, it doesn't start out great, because I did Last Comic Standing in 2000 and whatever. It never aired. And I did my joke, and I did well, and it was him, it was Damon Wayans, and Roseanne.
Yeah.
And Roseanne liked me. Damon Wayans, like, he was like, not, he was just like, yeah. He just like smiled and laughed. I think he said right on. I don't know what he was just like barely there. Like he wasn't, I don't remember anything either way. And then Norm was like, how many years have you been doing comedy? I'm like, 4. He's like, what? It takes 10 years to be a comedian. What are you doing here? I was like, ah. And I remember that was the biggest gut punch I got in stand-up. And I remember being at the Hilton by where they shoot all those shows. By where is that? Universal City?
Yeah.
That area?
Yeah.
I was in the Hilton and I was just like I couldn't even eat. I was like, this is horrible. And I spoke to one of the comics I was staying with at that point. And he was like, Last Comic Standing. He's like, you go in there and they pay legends to tell you not to do what you love, which is kind of what. But I got over it. I kept doing it. And then he became a fan of us later on and a lot of shit we were doing. And he was right. You know, I was a 4-year, 5-year comic then. It's like, you do need more time to mature.
The other time I met him was on Last Comic Standing when he was a judge, and I got eliminated in the first round. I had a pretty good set. Better than a lot of people who moved on, but it's NBC. Let's face it.
That's how it goes.
But I remember I had one joke that Norm singled out and goes, that joke is gold. And that to me was
me,
I didn't even feel that bad. I got locked off because I was like, Norm MacDonald, who was the judge that I connected to his work the most, it was Roseanne and Keenan. I connect to Roseanne's politics, of course, but no. But it was Roseanne and Keenan Ivory Wayans, and like obviously I love In Living Color, but Norm, I'm a comic. Norm was the guy I connected with, and the joke he loved was I said, you know, my last girlfriend was a hoarder, and she broke up with me, which stings extra hard. I'm like the one thing she can get rid of, and he said he loved that joke, and then I got Keenan kind of digged me in the last comic thing. He said, I like some of your jokes, but not all of them. And I said, well, I loved all your scary movie films. And it got a huge laugh. And I only did the first 2. And I was like, all right. I remember I saw Norm in like the food.
Yeah.
He couldn't let it pass. He couldn't take the L on that one. I knew I was out after that.
Right.
And then I'm walking through the thing. It was like a break. I guess they were taking a break, the paid audience. And I see Norm and he goes, I really like that you dug it.
Oh!
So that was a special moment.
He's the real deal. He really is.
Yeah, I think he could tell. And I said I met you once at Caroline's, and I told him I really like it.
Yeah.
We're all going to be following Anthony Jeselnik on Twitter as he live tweets Last Comic Standing. And then, of course, Norm being at the end chair. That's just manna from heaven. Like, thank you, God.
Sure,
that I
but
get to watch Norm
that was
Macdonald.
like why I took the gig was to work with Norm. I was like, oh, that's amazing. When am I going to chance like this again? Let me do this. And the way he was in the taping is so much better than the way they edit that it kills me. Like,
why? Because I think he's really good on the show.
He's
really
good on the show.
Constructive advice.
He's good, but it was fascinating to see him like unfiltered, especially when they took out all the bad comics. Some of the funniest stuff on that show is when a bad comic comes up and the judges trash them, I'm trashing them. Like, that was really fun, and that's all gone. They didn't want to embarrass anyone. So it's like the one reality show where they don't want the drama. And Norm was like borderline a monster to people. Like, he would say things that would kill me, that I would be like on the floor dying laughing. Like, I would have to take time. One of my favorites was he told this one girl, he said, he just like, and she did fine. Like, the other two judges really liked her. And this is what would happen was, like, the other two judges would like the person, the crowd liked the person, and then Norm would just be like, I think you suck. And it would be like, everyone's like, I can't believe you're saying this, and I can't believe you're so against the other two judges. But so this girl, he says, she's done fine, the other judges like her. Norm says, I thought that was horrible. I think you're one of the worst people I've seen in this whole competition. And I'm like dying laughing. And then he goes, I think that you are incapable of writing a joke. And she goes, oh, well, I'll work on that. She's trying to be nice. She's like, okay, thank you. I'll work on that. And he goes, no, don't work on it. I said you are incapable. And that was the most like crushing thing he could have said to someone.
I actually got into an argument on the subway, and the guy quoted the Bible at me. That is not fair. Like, if you get to quote from your favorite book, I should be able to quote from my favorite book, right? He was like, men do not live on bread alone, Matthew 4:4. And it's like, everybody's a little bit magic, Harry Potter, chapter 7. It's not a fair fight, right?
You say there's no way we could go back, and that I've broken what we had. I wish that you would come around.
I disagree. I don't think the Bible joke is brave at all. I think if you're going to take on an entire religion, you should maybe know what you're talking about. J.K. Rowling is a Christian, and J.K. Rowling famously said that if you're familiar with the scriptures, you could easily guess the ending of her book.
Huh? Okay.
I don't like it. One time I was hosting, and there was 3 guys.
I've never hosted. How many times have you hosted?
Just one time. It was a mistake.
Did it not go well?
It was all right.
Did you do update?
No.
You didn't even do update?
It was right after I got fired from update. I thought it'd be funnier back then. But anyways, so there were three guys doing music, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know music. I just know old music. Like, again, Lauren would go, "Who do you like?" And I go, "You like this guy."
Bobby Goldsboro.
Yeah, Bobby Goldsboro. Eddie Cantor, is he around? And Lauren go, "You've got to go," you know. So
who'd they have on? Very hip.
So they
young kids.
had hip guys that everyone else knew except me. It was Snoop Dogg. He just changed his name, and he was angry because I kept getting it wrong. It used to be Snoop Doggy Dogg. It was Snoop Dogg and Eminem and Dr. Dre.
That's a pretty heavy lineup.
Yeah, but to me it was 2 black guys and a white guy. So I go to introduce them.
You're beautiful.
And they were all
just trying to get this into the barn. Don't go black white on.
They were all standing like in rap.
There was Francis Farmer. They were about to go up and take me with you.
They were standing in rap positions, as you know, like against, and I'm about to introduce them. So they're standing in that rap position where it looks like they'll either start singing rap or pull a gun and kill you. So then I go, as a joke, I look at them, because I remember this is kind of a Letterman-y thing to do, but I go, "Fellas, are you ready? Are you ready?" Which forces them to go shake their heads slightly. Even though they're in this crazy dangerous
I'll posed up.
I'm posed up. So I thought that was funny. But then I learned later they were geniuses, and I should have befriended them. I was just talking to Dre backstage. I don't know if he's a real doctor, but he did prescribe me some stuff. So I don't know. There he goes.
Some days we get closer. Things that we never really needed. Promises that we never thought of keeping safe. I guess it's never over if we know how to break away.
Okay, folks, before we continue, I have an announcement from the management. Would the owner of a Glock 9 with the inscription, "Too Puffy with Love," please pick up your gun? It's at the hospitality suite. Action star Jean-Claude Van Damme will join the French Foreign Legion. In the film, Van Damme is a playboy in 1920s Paris who flees a mob boss after falling in love with the man's mistress. Also, although it doesn't say anything here about it, I'll bet there's plenty of kicking.
I like sports, you know? You like sports? I love sports. I love, do you ever see kickboxing? I've heard about kickboxing and stuff. I've never actually gone to a kickboxing. It's a great sport. The idea is it combines the style and grace of boxing, right, with kicking.
Man, I love sports, man. Man, you can see sports on ESPN you don't see on other networks. You know, like kickboxing. That's my favorite sport. Kickboxing is great. When you think about it, it combines the style and grace of boxing with kicking.
You like kickboxing? I'll tell you the best kickboxing movie around. What's that? Kickboxer. It's the best one. It's the best one to see, right? Best one of all. Well, I'm glad you... a bad one. You know what the worst one is? What's that? Kickboxer 2. That's the worst. It's great. It's a great movie, but it's just the worst one.
Remember, he had a joke I loved early on about kickboxing. It's like, remember he said kickboxing combines all the grace and finesse of boxing with kicking. I just was like, he had this, the way he would just punch it and reduce it to its absolute, most absurd, yeah. And you did picture like kicking. Just what sounds lamer than a guy kicking somebody?
Yeah. So, how'd the big fight with those fraternity guys turn out?
We kicked their ass. I was punching one guy and I was kicking this other guy. I threw this one dude right through a plate glass window.
Really?
Yeah, well, sort of, except the exact opposite.
Don't you think it's kind of silly for grown men to fight?
What, are you kidding? Did you ever see that movie Kickboxer? They're all grown men.
I'm used to say goodbye, nothing new to me. Baby, I'm trying to survive and know that you believe in a world with happy endings. So tired of pretending.
Norm, I'm sleeping with your wife.
You son of a bitch, rough motherfucker! Huh? You sleep with my fucking wife? You son of a bitch cocksucker! You're my best fucking friend, Adam! God damn you, motherfucker! I'll fucking kill you! You sleep with, that's what you were doing on fucking Friday night, were you?
I have so many Norm moments in my life. My first press conference with Norm was, they prepped us into like, you gotta speak, and it's live, and it'll be BBC. And
he's a bigger star than you, so you have to sit there and kind of pay, you have to be...
It was him and Spade right next to me.
So you have to be second fiddle at the moment, or were you?
Yeah, man. I just got. I'm the new kid on the block. We're all a new cast. It's an all new cast except for Spade, Tim Meadows, and Norm MacDonald.
Wow.
And we're like, whoa! And even looking at Norm and Spade, I was like, oh, these guys are stars. Like, this is huge.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm really looking up to them. And the press conference go, and I dropped the ball right out of the bat. They asked me, the head of NBC who fought for me to be there, goes, Jim, what was it like growing up watching SNL? And now you're from New York and now a fellow New Yorker. I said, I didn't watch SNL growing up. Well, you can hear. I was like, oh, I saw Laura. I went, oh, that was Spade went, so he said, and I knew right away, like, oh man, that was really bad. That was bad. And so he goes, I go, well, I wasn't allowed to because I was young. And he goes, well, what about when you were old? He's trying to prep me. He goes, surely when you got older and you were allowed to watch it. And I went, I was out on Saturdays. I wasn't watching TV. And and Norm's like, they're gonna like you. They're gonna like you. This is my guy. And he's smoking.
No way.
He's smoking, and Marcy Klein is just going, no, put out the cigarette. Like, I'm not done. This guy's going to get fired. So I think I'm going to get fired because I saw Lorne Michaels' face. He was pissed.
So you sitting there super nervous at this point?
I swear in my life, in my kids' lives, I thought I was going to get fired. Damn. Because I just basically said I don't watch Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And I never did. And
yeah, which is not
a good answer.
It's not the message.
In front of the press.
Yeah.
And I didn't say it in a mean manner, but I could just tell the boss man was like, so I went, oh, Jesus, Lord. So now I'm sitting there thinking I'm going to get fired. Swear to God. And I'm just like, oh, my God, I didn't even make it to the first episode. They're going to let me go. So this is what's going on in my head. There has to be a video of this press conference in the black market somewhere. I've looked for it, never found it. It's the 1995 press conference. And so they asked Norm, they go, Norm, you, Tim Meadows, David Spade, you've been here. You know the frat house. Everyone knows SNL is a frat house. What kind of practical jokes you got lined up for these new cast members? And I swear to you, I went, I'm not even going to be part of the frat house or the practical jokes. Damn. And Norm goes, first of all, he's annoyed. He goes, practical jokes? Is that what you asked? What kind of practical jokes? Well, first we were thinking about anal rape. You know? Like, hey, yeah, take your pants. We're going to anally rape you. Welcome to Saturday Night Live. I'm going, oh, shit. He's going to get fired, too? Yeah. You can't say anal rape in front of the press? Yeah. He said anal rape.
So suddenly you're like, I'm back in this.
I'm in it.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. And I went up to him after. I went, Nori's like, they don't give it. No one gives a shit, bro. Fuck these guys. Yeah. And I realized he would pitch at the pitch meeting. He just didn't care. He didn't care. And I learned so much from him. Just clearly he saw a lot and he's been there forever. Like he would, I remember he gathered the new cast up. He's like, I swear to God, he goes, hey, don't write me any of your gay sketches. He goes, I'm telling you right now, when I do a sketch, it's getting you on. But don't put me in any of your gay little sketches. I swear to God, man. I also traumatized him. We would play football in the hallway because he was very competitive. He's always betting, and it was a very tiny hallway, maybe as wide as this, maybe. And he like, come on, bro, we're playing 3 a.m. Oh fucking, come on, we're playing football. Me, you, Colin Quinn, and fucking Justin, you fucking fuck the phone calls. No one's calling 3 a.m. Get in the fucking ball. Let's go. So. He would cheat, would piss me off because I'm competitive. And I'll never forget, he keeps cheating, and now I'm pissed.
How's he cheating? It's like a hallway. It's like a hospital hallway.
It's a hallway, but he fucking cheat. He's a cheater.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, he is a cheater.
I had boots on. Yeah. So I had work boots on.
Yeah, because you're supposed to write in. Yeah.
I'm supposed to be writing fucking work boots on. I'm stoned.
Like, the ink's heavy. Yeah.
So now he cheated. I caught the ball, and then he grabbed it and pulled it from me. He's like, hey, fumbled! And he starts running the other way. I'll never forget. I fucking kicked him as he's running in his calf. I went, pow! And he goes, ah! Jesus Christ, bro! Why did you fucking kick me in my fucking calf? I was like, you're just cheating. So you fucking kicked me? Jesus Christ. And all he did all week, he like, fucking bro, fucking kicked me in my calf because I took the fucking ball. Jesus Christ, bro.
Hey, you ever wonder where, like, I always like saying phrases.
Yeah, you definitely do.
That make me sound smart, like Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Yeah, taking joy in other people's pain or misery.
Yeah. Post-sasso? Have you ever heard that term?
I feel like I've heard it once before.
Because I said it once on the term. Yeah. It suddenly came up that I could use the term post-sasso.
It's taken the nation by storm since then.
Check this out. You worked on Mad TV.
Yeah.
How long did you work on that?
I worked for 7 weeks.
That's it?
Yeah.
Was it the end of the run?
For me.
I mean, of the show?
It was like after a lot of those, I think after Will Sasso and some of those people left.
Post-Sasso.
Yeah. P.S.
This is the Twitter award for Best Hall of Famer. Going real well. At Albert Brooks. I installed a stripper pole outside my house. Haven't caught one yet. Steve Martin to go. OMG, President Lincoln has been shot. Wait, whoa, my internet connection is so low. At Alec Baldwin, how many freaking times I gotta say it? 27, she's 27, geez. That's a girlfriend? At Al Yankovic, breaking news, Netflix splits off into a third company called Vernster, where you can rent nothing but Ernest P. Worrell movies for $5 a month. And at NORM MACDONALD, rest in peace, Amy Winehouse. We lost a true heroin addict today.
Hey everybody, it's me, Norm. I couldn't be with you tonight because I'm on location in Spain, where I'm tweeting in Madrid, Spain. If that's a city that's in Spain, then that's where I am. And but I'd like to thank National Lampoon for the good people there. What did they do? They took a once great franchise and burned it asunder. So I'd like to thank them, and I'd like to thank everyone that helped me win this award. Except there aren't any, because it was just me and a computer. I would like to thank the computer. What else? Let me think. It's pretty cool, you know, how far technology has come. Like you people are probably saying right now, hey, look, Norm has hired an entire film crew in Spain, and now he has filmed himself at great expense and has sent the reels over to the United States, and now, but no, you could not be wronger. I am doing this on a telephone. What make you of that? I know, you're saying, hey, Norm, that cannot be right. A telephone is used for telephoning. People take a telephone and they telephone other people and they say, what time is it there? Where you are with your telephone, because it's not the same time here. But that is just the sort of Philistine pig ignorance I've come to expect of you animals. The fact is, welcome to the future. That's all I can say. Welcome to the future. And I myself love Twitter. I follow everybody, you know. I follow Shelby Firo, who, you know, who has her amusing, is angst a word? I've heard that word before. And I direct messaged her once. That's a true story. And she direct messaged me back.
and it was either her or Chris Hansen. Who knows nowadays? But you can find anybody on Twitter. And I enjoy Eddie Pepitone and his tweets, which look to me to be the longest suicide note in history. But thank you for the award. And God damn, I'm telegenic.
My niece, after she saw my tattoo, she told me she had a tattoo, I swear to you, that said no regrets, and she had it lasered off. I go, Katie, did you realize how funny that is? She goes, well, I made a mistake. At least she realized it. What's going on? Did you stop doing the show? It was just suddenly?
So, we're just going to have a talk. Everything was going well until these jokes showed up. You know?
Oh my God. How long is this?
This show?
Yeah.
So how long
I have all day. I have
so
all
far?
I have all day.
So far?
But I just kind of want to know how long it is.
It's over.
I mean, you got a computer. Look, I'll be honest. I just Wikipedia'd it. You can just.
Okay, I'll fucking research it. What's it called?
I think I broke your computer, Daniel.
What is it? What is it?
Just dump it off the top of it, though. Dump it out.
Yeah, he's your boss.
Oh,
that, you're a little shaky.
So,
you like half and half?
You like it all the way, don't you?
So you were there.
You filled your cup up with half and half.
Chicken, steak has never tasted so good. Oh, this is about your aunt.
My aunt?
Is she fucking dead?
Yes.
You don't have a living aunt?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I have to read it.
Yeah. Well, it's your aunt.
Okay, you're right. I do have one. I have a couple aunts. My aunt turned her house into a bed and breakfast. I guess she woke up and said, not enough strangers are fucking here.
It is kind of weird when you think about it, right? Yeah. You make your house a bed and breakfast, and then damn dirty hippies are fucking upstairs, and you...
We could do this.
Would you do that? Wait.
Hold on.
Would you do this on the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
It's the Romnan Show. It's the Romnan Show.
Oh, cool. Oh, you broke it. Excellent.
Right?
Yes.
I think it was a window washer.
It's a window washer, Mike. Fucking scare the shit out of him.
You thought it was some. You thought it was.
Hey, go to the
I'm
window.
not gonna do that.
Come on,
no way.
man.
No way. No
You scare a
fucking
window
way.
wa-
I ain't doing that.
Nah, your days of scaring window washers are over.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
You're saying that dolphins have a distinct language all their own?
Yes.
Huh.
What's the solution? What's the solution that they use the N-word? Ooh, that they use the N-word constantly.
No, what word do they use?
Nigga word, N-word.
Oh, yeah. What'd you call it?
Dolphin.
The what word?
Nigga. Nigga, ninja.
Word, yeah.
Say, I want to hear you say the word.
I don't want to say it
Say
because
it.
then it'll be on tape forever.
Say
I
it.
say it in my private life many times.
Say it, hunky. Say it, hunky. Say nigga, hunky. Fucking say it, hunky.
Listen, am I wrong or am I imagining that?
No, say nigga, hunky. Say it, hunky. Come on, cracker.
Mike, I have to ask you a question.
Say it.
Now I'm going to douse myself in gasoline.
Oh, Christ.
Is it coming out?
No. Oh, all right. Okay.
Okay. Now, do you have a lighter, Adamiga?
Yeah, I got a lighter.
Okay. Do you have a line, Gilbert?
No.
I think this is what.
Gilbert, Jesus, everyone free.
Holy gasoline! Will this be Norm's last laugh?
Phil Leeds was one of the best comics in the world, one of the sweetest human beings. But during the McCarthy era, Phil couldn't get work. He was branded a communist because he had left leanings, and he couldn't work. And gee, I knew about him and I knew his work, and I had seen him in New York. He was hysterical. He was so sweet. Never did political humor even. And so I said, he looks like Maury a little bit. I'll call him, and I got him out to play his brother, a really badass brother. And after the show, the sponsors called me. That guy was great. Where did you find him? He's a New York actor. That's all I could say.
Well, you mean because he was branded at that moment?
Huh?
The moment you cast him, he would still have been branded.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They would have, if they knew he was one of the guys, they would say, you can't use him.
Wow, that's interesting. I know nothing about the blacklisting, but just as you said that, were Jewish people more likely to be blacklisted?
Well, I don't know about that, but Jewish people are more likely to be considered liberals, and so they'd be more vulnerable.
Were you ever a communist?
No, they called me and said, they knocked at my door at 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Two guys dressed like that in black suits. Mr. Reiner?
Have you no shame, sir?
Mr. Reiner, FBI, may we come in? Oh, absolutely, gentlemen. I'm in my shorts. I was just woken up. They wanted to know if I knew...
Explain to the folks what the FBI is.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're looking for communist infiltration into the arts. They were sending people to jail. By the way, the guy who ran the whole committee was ultimately sent to jail and went to the same jail that the communists were sent. And they were so nice to him. They really were. Anyway, that was another part of the story. But
the FBI are at your door.
They're at my door, and I decided. And by the way, I was on the show of shows at the time, and I said, "Oh, here it comes." You know, I had done liberal things. I was a liberal, and I had done liberal causes. And they wanted to know. This is the question they asked, and I could not believe it. They said, "Sir, did you vote for the American Labor Party in the last election?" And I'm saying, they can't ask that, sir. It's a secret ballot. And I said, "Yes, absolutely. Didn't you?" And I decided I'm going to go with them. They were charming. I'd out-charm them. They said, "Why did you vote?" I said, "Henry Wallace, our vice president. He's a businessman. He runs a strawberry farm. We need a good businessman." Everything they... And I said, you didn't vote for? Who did you vote for? Anyway, that's the way it went for a long time. And then they asked me questions like, you once emceed a thing for Mr. Barsky, a fellow named Edward Barsky. Do you know about him? I says, yes. He said, you know he was a communist? I says, probably, but I said, why did you do that? I says, well, they asked me to MC something. They were giving him a big award because he invented plasma, the thing that saved lives. You know, he did it in the fields during the Spanish War, the Franco War, and with a motor from a machine, from a car, a Jeep.
Sure, that's how I do it.
He got plasma out of that. And I said, saved thousands and hundreds of thousands of lives in the Second World War. I would, you know, who wouldn't be an MC at that? And then they say, you also MC'd a thing for a liberal thing at Carnegie Hall. What? I says, who asked you to do that? And I said, well, I was in Call Me Mister at the time, a Broadway show. Somebody asked me. And I said, Carnegie Hall, every kid actor, you have to play a violin. You want to go to Carnegie Hall? I didn't play the violin. I didn't sing. So with a gentleman, and I said this to him, gentlemen, if the FBI ever has a big event, I'm your guy. I want to MC that event. This is the way I went.
I got it.
And then they asked me the question, do you know any commies? I said, I'm sure I do. And he said, could you name them? I says, commies don't go around giving their names, but Oh, you know any commies in show business?
Yeah.
I said, sure, they're in every business. You guys tell us that. And they said, would you give us a name? I don't know. They don't go around telling their names.
Yeah.
And that's the way we left it. And nothing
It
else.
wasn't illegal to be communist at the time. It was just, it couldn't work.
I think the Constitution says you're allowed to think the way you want to think.
Right. But you couldn't work.
That's exactly.
Do you ever think maybe it's a little like racism?
A lot like racism.
No, I mean, if you're a racist.
Oh, yes.
It's not illegal, but you can't work.
If you're a racist, you can't work.
Well, Donald Sterling, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there's any correlation?
He doesn't have to work.
No, he doesn't.
The amount of money he has, he could live another 100 years.
That's true.
10 billion.
No, but a serious question, though.
Yes.
If a man has a job and he is a racist, should the job be taken away from him?
No.
Okay.
But his fellows should.
Good news for him.
Yeah.
Not a racist.
Feelings flowing up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new type of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into. I've been bad. Fuck do you mean?
Tim was always
communist?
He was a communist.
This is the good intro?
Wow.
I didn't want to bring it up, but he was a communist. No, I don't name names. But why don't we just get into this? You were talking, you just brought up communism.
Yeah, wow.
And it struck me, right? Remember McCarthyism?
Mm-hmm. Eugene? What was his first name?
No, that was a different McCarthy.
I know, but I'm just kidding. What was McCarthy's first name?
Joe McCarthy.
Joey.
Tail Gunner Joe.
Wow.
So he named members of he wanted the names of the members of the Communist Party. So the Communist Party members were named, and then they couldn't work.
Right.
They wouldn't go to jail. It wasn't illegal to be a communist, but you couldn't work. Wow. And it was the worst thing in the world. Nowadays, you can say things that people don't like, and
easily,
right? And now people go, well, he has the right to say it, but we have the right to not employ him. So, to me, you don't have a right. You don't have the right if the consequence is that you can't feed your family.
That was there's a larger issue that my sister and I argue about religion all the time. It says you can do. I asked her, what's the purpose biblically? I'm a philosophy major. What is God's will, whatever that is? She says, well, to do the right thing. It says, so you have free will to do the right thing. She says, yes, but if you don't do what he wants, then he punishes you. So that's not actually a choice. Uh-huh. And this is the same thing. You can, your opinion is valid, but if it isn't appealing, or if whatever that we think is, then you can be punished for it.
And you have been punished for it. I
don't know. I said
I know you don't like to say that because you've been so blessed in your life. Probably.
Right, because there's nothing. My life is fine. I said, what's funny to me is that I'm a stand-up comedian. Have been that way for quite a long time, and we're anarchists. True, yeah. Leno says you shouldn't fall in love with hookers. And that's show business. Show business is just a prostitute. It's all a prostitution. They only like you for a while, and then they move on to somebody else. And it's not. It's just the way it is. And if you fall,
who knows more about show business than Leno?
Well, and he's
really,
he does. And he says we are blessed to be comedians because people come to see you, they pay money, and you get it. There's nobody in the middle of that situation. Yeah. And I said one time I was doing an interview for both. I did an MSNBC, which is curious, and I did a Fox interview. And I said, at the end of the interview, are you interviewing the character I'm playing or the guy that I am? And they said they didn't see any difference between that. And I said, it's a very different situation. You don't interview Mel Gibson or Harrison Ford as the guy in Blade Runner, but sometimes they'd want you to be that opinion. And I said, my opinion, it's always been that way as a stand-up. I hate taxes. I hate it as a stand-up comedian. I worked hard week by week. You get cash in an envelope, usually by guys in suits. That was the weirdest thing about comedy clubs. True, you had an envelope would come across the table. But you'd have to pay taxes. I had this weird partner, I always said. And the federal government never helped me any. I don't know what that was about. They always assist you in comedy clubs. What did the government ever do for us as comedians?
Nothing.
And when I was a kid, it was 45, 50%.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Right? For regular people.
Right, for regular people.
For rich people, 80%.
80%. It was horrible. I never. That's always been my position as a comedian. I don't know why we got onto this subject, but this never stopped.
No.
There's something to do with McCarthy and communists? Is that how this went?
No, I thought because you brought up communism, that we're facing nowadays, where you can get fired for your political beliefs. And actually, communism was a sort of a dangerous thing.
Well, now they're like, everybody likes them.
Yes.
And I was tuned in one night, and I swear, didn't you say the F word or something like that?
Yeah, I did one time.
And it just completely slipped out?
Yeah, well, no, yeah. It's actually all the other words slip out.
But not the...
That word is very hard not to say. I don't know if you've ever... I mean, you guys work in the fourth estate. You know how hard it is not to say that word.
Oh, yeah, especially for
it's there.
time.
It's right there. It's ready to go.
I went on a rant about Easter, and I said the F word like 5 times the other day.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's pretty serious. All right, Norm MacDonald is with us on the phone here in the corner.
That's downright dereliction of duty.
What did you say, Daryl who?
I said saying it 5 times is downright dereliction of duty.
Okay. All right, calm down. You're getting violent with us.
Last weekend in Washington, a new museum dedicated to broadcast jerk. Bah! What the fuck was that? Last weekend in Washington, a new museum. My farewell performance. Last weekend.
Do you ever cuss at Saturday Night Live when you were doing that?
On the air?
Yeah. Well, I don't. I mean, I presume
Off
you
the
did
air,
cuss.
constantly. Yeah. I don't think I ever did. People have occasionally in the past. I think Norm MacDonald did once. I think a few other people have.
Yeah, I know Norm. He cusses quite frequently. Yeah, he's very
funny,
funny.
man.
Very, very funny. Very cussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You told me that we should go our separate ways, but now you're back, begging for a place to stay. Oh, it's not right. I wanna kiss you when we fight, kiss you when we fight. Hit the road, babe. I don't wanna see the mess you made. I don't wanna hear about your mistakes. I just wanna live my life without you. So have a nice day. Close the door and be on your way. Not much else that I wanna say. I just wanna live my life without you.
And finally, in California, pet owners. Pet owners can now take their canine friends to the world's first doggy wedding chapel, where dogs can actually be married in a civil ceremony. The ceremony ends when the Justice of the Peace says, "You may now sniff the ass." All right, folks. Maybe we'll see you next week. Good night.